return. Los Angeles burned down. New York for your shelter. Twisted but remember, she feels like September. My birthday forever. Bars, girl, that's you. The performance ain't new. You know I'm voting for you. Always rooting for you. Quiet spoken words, stretch wings like a bird. When will you return? Los Angeles burned down. New York for your shelter. Twisted but remember, she feels like September. My birthday forever.
What's going on, Early Earl in the chat? If you are looking for the submission link, all you have to do is hit !submit. If you want to learn how to skip the queue, all you got to do is hit !skip. We're going to give the community members just a couple more minutes to get in here before we get started. But get your submissions in, because we will be listening to your submissions first and foremost. Hey. We got a nice little queue building, so I always say this. If you want to guarantee your song gets played on stream today, the best thing you can do is do the paid skip queue, which will guarantee you get played before the end of the stream. If you don't want to do that, every 5 paid skips, we will bump somebody up at random for free using the spinning wheel. So wonderfully built into Nero. And the last section of the stream, like once we get through all the paid skips, we'll do free skips. So it's up to you guys. What's up? Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope you've had a good week. Let us know what you've been up to in the chat if you are with us. Make sure you get submissions in. We're going to get started here very, very shortly. As always, 2 hours of music feedback. Your songs, feedback from the community. If you are in the chat, please just be respectful to each other. That's the only rule I have in here. Be kind. If you are going to give feedback, just really try to focus on what those technical things you think could improve are. There is a way to talk to people, so just, keep that in mind. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time. Not Shakespeare, hope you've been finding time to relax and create. I've had no time to create this week, and I've had no time to relax this week either, but it's okay. I've been really looking forward to doing this stream today, so I'm excited to get into your music and just really focus on the things that I love about what I get to do week to week, as opposed to maybe some of the things that I don't like to do quite so much, which I've definitely had to deal with this week. So, Malou, it's been a bit of a rough week if I'm being honest, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I think working in the music industry is a lot of ups and downs in general, so it's not really something that I'm not used to or something that I'm surprised by, but yeah, it's not been the best week. Things happen. I think going into this industry as in general, you just need to have thick skin and be able to kind of bounce back when things aren't so great. And then when you do have those amazing moments, you really got to learn to celebrate them and just celebrate those wins and those times where you get to really work on the things you're passionate about and love. Because that is, I think, this industry in a nutshell. You know what I mean? It's very uncertain. It's very insecure. Things change pretty frequently. So, it's been, I've had better weeks. I've had worse weeks. We're gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? Remastered your song. I mean, if you want to send it again, you can. I would suggest maybe sending something else. But if you do want to send it again, you can. I'm not going to tell you not to. This is really your time and space to send whatever it is you want to send and get feedback on, right? So if you are in the chat, like I said, make sure you submit your music like this. If you want to skip the queue, here are the instructions to skip the queue as well. BT Nicholas has ups and downs, but I got my family visiting, so things are good. That's always nice. Isaac B. Graham, welcome back to the chat. Like I said, we're going to give the community just a couple more minutes to get in here before we get started, because I would love to get just a couple more of our people in here, you know what I mean? But we'll get started here soon. Sam Crow, his Son of Anarchy. I actually liked Sons of Anarchy. It was a great show. I said I love every single one of you. I love that, man. I appreciate you guys. If you want to submit your music, again, just make sure you hit this link for Nero in the chat. If you want to skip the queue, !skip will explain how. There's a $5 and a $10 paid skip queue, both of which will guarantee you get played on stream, maybe just in different spaces. 10 will get you pushed higher, 5 is a little bit lower in the queue. But either way, if you spend money, we're going to guarantee we get to play you on stream today. And as always, you know, we tried to do what we can to keep the prices low, so that we're not fucking just stealing money from people. Listen to Alfredo 2, it's just out. I'll listen to it tomorrow morning, for sure. So much love in my body, I'm gonna bust, says Isaac Graham. You know, you love to hear that, man. That's a good thing, that's a good thing. All right, if you guys are in the chat, like I said, make sure you submit. We're gonna get started here shortly. We've got a nice little queue going. Every 5 paid skips, we do bump up somebody at random using our spinning wheel. So if you want to guarantee you get played on stream, the best thing you can do is the paid skip. If you're not so pressed about that and you want to just stick around, hang out, have some fun with us, every 5, like I said, we'll spin the wheel. We'll pick somebody at random. And then after we get done with the paid skips, we'll just do free skips for fun as well. So there's definitely options in here. Like I said, we're not, you know, this isn't just like a cash grab thing. Like some of these other music streamers out here, I'm not going to say names, but there's definitely a couple who are charging you guys way too much for way too little. Way too little feedback, way too little support. And I wish they wouldn't do that shit, if I'm being honest. But we don't do that here, man. We don't do that here. We focus on actionable and constructive feedback, things that you guys can actually do to improve and grow. And if you have any music industry questions, feel free to ask. I'm always happy to answer those questions. You can hire me for one-on-one consultations, but they are expensive. So if you don't want to hire me for one-on-one consultation, but you want to get your questions off, feel free to ask them in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer so that everybody can get that information, and hopefully it'll help everybody who's in this community as well just develop, grow, and get better, move up in their careers, okay? Mischief, welcome back, man. It's nice to see you in here. How have you been? And if you're in the chat, let us know what you've been working on this week as well. Like, I love to know what you guys are working on. I love to know what you guys are excited about. Let us know, all right? Like I said, we're going to give it a second just to make sure we can get all of our community in here. And then we'll get started. Right now, we are listening to the songs we found on live stream playlist on Spotify, though. So if you are submitting music here and it's a Spotify link, this is where we'll be putting it. There's not a minimum amount of songs to start sending it to network. I think it's like, make as many songs as you can. That's your job as an artist. Write songs, record songs, make songs, develop. Musically, the only way to develop musically is to make songs and write songs and record songs. So like that, my advice to you would be make as many fucking songs as you can every day. Like, your job as an artist is to write songs every day if you can. You know what I mean? Write as many as you can. You don't have to finish all of them, but you should be actively working on making music frequently. You know what I mean? If you're just making like one song a month or like 2 songs a month or whatever, like, that's fine, but you should be aiming to make more than that and just continue to create, because the more you practice, like anything, the more you practice, the better you'll be, the better you'll get, the easier it'll become. So that's what I'd say. Industry guy told me to help me out when I'm able to show him. I mean, yeah, if you don't have at least 3 to 4, it doesn't really make sense. Like, if you have one song, it's kind of hard to even judge what kind of an artist somebody is off of one song. You know what I mean? Like, you definitely need a body of work out first. I would even encourage you to like maybe work towards making a whole project and then like figuring out what to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, you want to have like a project's worth of songs. Like, it's hard to do anything. Like, I'll say this from like a music industry standpoint, like manager, distribution standpoint. Like, it's hard to do anything with one song. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about promoting music, you're building a story and you're telling a story. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, even 3 to 4 songs isn't really enough. I would agree with Nicholas. Like, it's something. It's a start. It's maybe like an idea of what kind of an artist that you're dealing with. But like, I don't think in one song or even in 3 to 4 songs you can really figure out who an artist is. And I don't think an artist themselves in making one song or making 3 to 4 songs can figure out who they are as an artist. This is a process. Yeah. I would agree. If it's one song, go with DistroKid. Use the 2 Lost code. Get in there and start building that story and telling that story. You know what I mean? But also, like, I mean, look, like, there's plenty of guys out here who are gonna tell you they'll help you and shit. But like, you don't need that help in the middle, in the beginning. Not Koss. That's fine, bro. I know who you are. All right, if you're in the chat, we're gonna get started here in a second. Make sure you've submitted music if you haven't. !submit to submit on the Nero link. !skip if you want to get bumped up in the queue and guarantee a song gets played on stream today. Nicholas said, ideal case someone comes in with like 12 songs, 2 projects, something that you can work with and roll out. Exactly. Like from our stand, I didn't choose DistroKid because the DistroKid contract is not that shady, and quite honestly, it just gets shadier the more. The customer service part I agree with, but the contract part is going to be pretty standard, bro. The DistroKid contract is really not that deep. So if you have a problem with that contract, I think you're going to have a problem with basically every distro contract that you see, if I'm being honest. And like, this is going to sound crazy and maybe a little rude, but like, you should be making so much music that one song is not really the biggest concern of yours. You know what I mean? Like, and that might sound crazy, but like at the end of the day, like, let's be real. The way the music moves right now, outside of catalog, which every now and then, like, catalog will go crazy, right? But like, the speed at which music moves and at which people release music, the song that you release now, or like in a week or 2 weeks, in like 2 or 3 months from now, it's gonna be hard as fuck to push that thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to constantly be making content and like doing all this stuff. But at a certain point, the DSP stuff's not gonna matter, and your distro's really not gonna help you with that anyway. So like, yeah, like, it's important, but at the same time, like, you should be thinking about what's next and what's in the future. You know what I mean? Like, that is what you are trying to build here, is like a long-term business and future and career for yourself. You're not gonna build all of that off one song. Like, just to be completely real, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very difficult thing to build an entire career off of one song with no follow-up, one, right? No plan to follow up to, and that's probably what I would encourage you to do. Would A&R guys look for any new artists, but there's no leverage in terms of pure talent? No, they don't. Like, if I'm being again brutally honest, they're not looking for a new artist on talent alone. They're not. Like, that is like, talent is 1% of the entire picture at this point. Like, they're just not. Like, data is gonna be data is king, I think, in 2025. If you don't have the data to back things, the talent aspect, like, unfortunately, there is like, what, 9 billion people on the planet, and there's a lot of talent in there, you know what I mean? And I think the only way to really attract A&R guys to give a shit, in general, is to kind of create that data and that story and an audience. Like, if you don't have an audience, what are they supposed to do? You know what I mean? Yeah, especially when we're talking about bigger labels and talking about bigger distros, like, you got to think about like how many artists and how many songs are coming out every day and every week, right? Like, it's extremely hard to stand out on talent alone. That's just one piece of the puzzle. And if you, okay, analogy, if you are putting a puzzle together and you only have one piece of that puzzle, you'll never finish the puzzle. You know what I mean? And I think you got to think about business in the same way and think about your artist career in the same way. You could be the most talented artist on the face of the fucking planet, but if you can't do the other pieces, it's just gonna go unnoticed. Like, you'd be better off going and trying to do American Idol or like X Factor or like one of those reality shows where it is just about the talent. Like, go do a talent show. You know what I mean? Talent suffocates. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, unfortunately, it's just what the industry is. Like, what you want the industry to be and what the industry actually is, 2 different things. It's the same for me. 2 different things. I would love the industry to be entirely about talent. I would love for all industries to be about talent. I would love for the way that people hire people at companies to be about talent, but it's not at the end of the day, right? There is way more that goes into business decisions than talent alone, and I think that's something you just have to be. It's just the realistic viewpoint of what it's like to be in any industry, what it's like to want to be a creative. Like, you be the best soccer player in the world, right? You got a shitty agent and you have no chances to get seen by scouts, you're still not gonna make it. So like, there's just a lot more that goes into this than talent alone, and that's like across the board. That's not just music. But I would say, like, you know, if you are relying solely on talent to take you to a place where you can build a long-lasting career, you need to reevaluate and just realign your perspective on how this all works, because otherwise you will be sorely disappointed the further and further you get into it, and the more you run into roadblocks where people will tell you, hey, it's not just about talent, or hey, you're really talented, but you don't have the data, or you don't have the following, or you don't have the social following, or you don't have the fan base, or you're not selling the right amount of tickets. Like, all of those things will come into play. So the data is equally as important, if not more. Let's get into some music. But like I said, feel free to ask you questions. I will absolutely answer your questions. It's really all I think about on day to day. All right, Cassius Clay up first, not Shakespeare. Like I said, if you're in the chat, let us know what you think of these songs. We do want to know what you think of these songs, but please be respectful. And that does mean if you are going to be giving feedback to please focus on the things that actually can be fixed or worked on, okay? Thank you. Cassius Clay, not Shakespeare. This comes out Friday, 7/25, which is tonight, tomorrow, okay? Let us know what you think in the chat. What's up? We're live on Twitch and YouTube right now. Come hang out. Nicholas said wildly different is also the reality that the barrier to making music dropped like crazy. This is true. Oh. Love the vocal tone on this immediately. From Shake with Love. Let us know what you think in the chat. These building blocks could never be shared. It's certain lines you cannot cross and ever be spared. I think they really want my life. This feels good. This is speaking to me. Luckily the kid is God's child. It's never been fair. Not gonna touch a hair on my head. My angels don't lack. It's Terror Squad about this. This is a really, really good vocal tone. I would be careful in the mix of plosives on the S's. The raps are really good though, and the delivery is really good. Isaac B. Graham says, love it. From Shake with Love on Instagram, if you like this one, make sure you go tap him. The Fire says fire. I do like this one a lot already. Smooth as fuck says Spaceman. It's really tasteful vocal layering too. There's like good ad-libs in there, there's good doubles in there. I think they really want my life. It's spooky and weird. I could lead a kid as God's child. It's never been fair. Touch a hair on my head. My angels don't lack. Terror Squad about this one. They leaning it back. Yeah. I've been grinding for so long. Had plenty to stack. Okay. Overflow of these words. That shit on the tag. They not gonna touch a hair on my head. My angels don't lack. I do not at the moment. They leaning it back. Man, I've been grinding for so long, had plenty to stack. In overflow of these words, that shit on the tap. I'm not gonna wild out for respect. I ain't feeling for Isaac said, come on, Shakespeare, childish major type shit. Your own thing, not trying to compare, but it reminds me of his tone. I hear it slightly in the melodic aspects, but I will say this is very nice. I like the way this sounds, I like the way this feels. Oh, you don't know? You should definitely check out Childish Major. Childish Major is an incredible producer out of Atlanta. Good artist as well, but on the production tip, this man has done some crazy, crazy credits. And you'll know them when you see them too. He's worked with like the Dreamville camp a lot. Really like everyone over there. I think he might have been on Revenge of the Dreamers a couple times. He's sick, man. Definitely one of my favorite producer artists, like combos, really and just a good dude. Like every time I've been around him or met him, like I've always really fucked with his energy. He's been working with one of our distro clients, Win, a lot recently too, and I'm excited to hear that music when it comes out. So yeah, definitely go check him out. Motive2M, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the community. If you want to submit music, it is free. Feel free to do that. If you want to skip the queue, there is a way to do that and guarantee you get played on stream today. It's $5 regular, $10 super skip. But seriously, so good. His record on 2K years ago was hard. One of my favorite Childish Major songs actually is Wife You. And I still have this one constantly in rotation. Yeah, bro, this guy's got amazing credits, but this song will always really stand out to me. I might get DMCA for this, but I don't care. This song, man, this song is so good. It's just like, he produced it too, I believe. Oh, sorry, Hollywood Cole produced this one. Shout out to Hollywood Cole, also, who's an amazing producer. How can I wife you when I How can I touch you when I How can I love you, baby? How can I know you, baby? You don't even know you. Yeah. You got a problem with yourself, yeah. You got a problem with yourself. You got a problem with yourself, yeah. Yeah, this whole Wusa album is just very good, honestly. I really fuck with him. Like, great artist, great producer, super talented. Just a great musician, man. Like, but I hear the comparison. I understand where the comparison comes from. What I will say though is, Shake, like you have your own distinct style. I love it. I'm enjoying it a lot. Your voice is a standout. Your raps are a standout. Even this content looks great. This is what I want to see from artists. You know what I mean? Is this kind of an approach to pushing the music too? The only thing that I will say is that you should just be careful of plosives in the mix. You know what I mean? And that's those S's that come through just a little bit harsh. You could probably EQ those out. You could probably DS those a little bit and just make them feel a little bit less harsh at times. That's really it. That's the only thing I hear that catches my ear like that. Outside of it, really love that one. Please, 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 if you are in the chat and you are in here, I say this every week, I got a release calendar, all right? I just put the link in the chat. If you have new music that's coming out tomorrow, next week, the week after, if it's scheduled, put it in my release calendar. I check that every single Friday for my New Music Friday playlist. That is where I will be checking first, all right? If you don't tell me your songs come out, there's a very strong chance that I will miss them and not support them. I want to support them, especially if I tell you that I like something that we hear on stream. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason I'm telling it to you. Please make sure that I get it. Even if you DM it to me, whatever it is, just make sure that I get a link to that when it comes out, all right? August 16th show with Childish and Britton Rauscher in South Carolina is going to be lit. Pull up Shakespeare. Go to that also. Hackman, 41-2. Let's go. This is the final demo. I fuck with these guys. Let us know what you think in the chat.
Spin a card of 4, read an art of war. When it come to be
41_2.
Smoke a Tyrannosaurus. Out on forest, blow fossil fuel, the Crown Vic up. Feeling hostile, I might have to go and
man, you guys are inspiring me. You're gonna fuck around and get some anti-capitalism raps this weekend.
I just found my bearings, me and bro, what a pairing. Put up to the light, shit blaring, bitch, please stop staring.
Not gonna lie, bro, I needed this shit this week. I needed one of these streams. I love Brent shit too. Shakespeare, you gotta pull up on us at Big Ass Kids on Thursday though. I'd love to meet you in person. If you haven't seen, I forgot to share that. This sounds very good. Damn. Every time I search Big Ass Kids, it doesn't like it. It does not like it. We'll do it this way. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. The internet doesn't like it when I try and search that. Understandably. Look, I'm gonna be out here on Thursday. All right, I'm putting a link in the chat for you guys. If you're in New York, come pull up on us. It's free. If you're with us on Instagram, we're live on Twitch and YouTube right now. Come through. I don't know that I have any feedback on this. The mix is really nice. The bounce is nice on this one. I think the thing that I would say is, would love to see some sort of a visual representation, I think, of this one. I do think, like, if we get a video of you guys rapping this on camera together, it's really going to tie everything together. And I do think that this is the type of song specifically that needs that. You know what I mean? It needs that visual treatment. Just because it's bar heavy, I'm trying to see the lyrics on screen. I'm trying to, like, really experience that with you guys as well. But I do like this one a lot. I think this is maybe one of my favorite songs that I've heard from you so far for a couple reasons, but I think mix-wise, sounds amazing. Vocally, great delivery. Beat choice, very good. It fits with that kind of whole feeling that we're getting right now with the Clips project coming back, and so like the Tyler project, like there's this resurgence, it feels like, of really like real bar-heavy hip-hop, minimal kind of production, really allowing the vocals to shine, and I think you did a great job on that as well. You just dropped a reel, beautiful. 41_2, 2 zeros. 2 O's, sorry, 2 O's and 2, not zeros. What am I talking about? 2 O's and 2. Make sure you go check them out. Follow them on Instagram if you have not already. Hit the Road up next. Adia Rivera and Moss, not Koss. Hit the Road. Another track with the duo. Let us know what you think in the chat. If you guys are in the chat, make sure you submit your music too. All right, if you want to skip the queue and guarantee you get played on stream, make sure you do that. We've got 2 more songs before we do our first free skip of the night. I do have a slight accent, Brain Dead Monkey. It's not a crazy question. I grew up in the UK. I live in New York now. I've been in the US for like 14 years. don't know if I'm crazy about the mix on this vocal. On the sung vocal, it feels a little raw. I almost feel like it needs just ever so slightly more processing on that part. Vocal here sounds good. I think the sung vocal just feels like it could use a little more massaging.
Think it's time we hit the road. Time we let go of the old. Think it's time we hit the road.
Let us know what you think in the chat. I do really I like the idea on this. Thank you, Braindead Monkey. I like the idea on this, but I do think this vocal right here just feels like it's lacking something. It's a good hook though. I agree with Big Dollar Bob. Dre Lee says fire. This is why I asked what you guys think too, because we're not always going to agree on stuff, and that's fine. This feels like something that would get synced also. Like I could see this in a TV show or like a commercial or something. Maybe more a TV show than a commercial. Manny_Moss_ on Instagram for one half of this track. Moss, can you put Ada's Instagram in the chat too? 2K for sure says Big Dollar Bob. Shakespeare says definitely had a sync vibe. I don't know what it is about the vocal on the chorus. It just feels a little bit too dry for me, I think. Like, it could be a layers thing, it could be a tuning thing, it could just be like additive kind of like effect on the vocal there, I think, just to kind of like boost them a little bit. It's just something that feels like, because of maybe how big the production is, the lack of kind of like that large sound in the vocal on the chorus, I think, is what's catching my ear, if that makes sense. So I maybe just take a look at that. I don't know that it's the end of the world, but I think a part of me still feels like on the chorus, it doesn't quite match the size and energy of the production the way that it should. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? arivera.27 on Instagram. It is a really good hook. It's sung well. It's a good melody. But for me, I think there's still something lacking production-wise around that vocal on the chorus that can match just how big the production on the beat is. Jemiah, ready for me. Up next, 16-year-old artist, Orlando, Florida. Well, thank you for being here. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Let us know what you guys think in the chat, all right? One more, and then we'll do our first free skip of the night. Ooh, interesting. This is super interesting. 16, huh? 16. The real Jemiah _ on Instagram. Wow. Ooh. Well written. Great singing voice. Nice tone. I can understand why everybody that you have on your Instagram has fucked with this. Super talented, man. 6'7". 6'7". Oh my god. Yo, bro, towers. Like on the stage, bro, you literally tower over everyone in the crowd. No one will miss you performing. Everybody, all eyes on you. This is great. Reminds me of Chris Brown in the best ways. Vocally, it's all the things that I like about Chris Brown's music. Really good melody choices, man. Really great melody choices. I would love to hear some more harmonies, vocal layers, I think, just to build out around that lead vocal. But it's mixed really well to the point where it does not feel empty with just this one lead vocal kind of like leading the charge. You know what I'm saying? Really impressive. I love that. I love that right there. Get ready for me. That's so nice in the background though. I'm super impressed. Like I can't even pretend like I'm not. For a 16-year-old R&B artist, this music feels very advanced from a writing standpoint, from an arrangement standpoint, from a delivery, tonal standpoint. Like, I think usually when I hear young R&B artists, there's something that feels very juvenile about the music, and I don't get that from this. You know, even if I'm thinking about some of the boy groups that have kind of popped up in the R&B space in recent years, kind of that are younger guys, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I feel like the writing is just not... It doesn't feel like you could listen to it as an adult. And I think that's, again, kind of one of the things that Chris Brown, as a 16-year-old, when that first album came out, did really well, is that the writing didn't feel juvenile. There was like, you could still tell he was young, you know what I mean? I think like some of the topics was still like very young R&B singer topics, but I think at the same time, the writing style, the way the songs were made, the way they were delivered, the kind of like advanced approach to how everything was kind of put together and pieced together, I think was really, really good. And I kind of hear that with this artist Jemiah already. I honestly can't even believe he's 16-year-old. And I think that is a very good thing. So great job. Ready for Me by Jemiah. Wait, did I save that one? Hold on, let me just make sure that damn, that's not out yet. Is that not out yet? I gotta go look, because I definitely want to support this artist and put something in here. Ready for Me, right here. Yeah, that's going straight in the playlist, man. Von Vibem. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. For anybody who's new in here right now, if you want to submit, just hit that link in the chat. !submit, we'll pull it up. !skip will tell you how you can guarantee your song gets played on stream today. I'm super impressed by this artist right here, man. It looks like he potentially also produced it himself as well. Definitely wrote it himself. And I hope that's got to be 3 people, right? Jamar Williams, Janae Barkley, and Jeremiah Williams. Regardless, great job. However many people worked on it, awesome work. Robin's Roost by Forrest up next. This is the official video to my new single, Robin's Roost, that just dropped last week. Available on all platforms. This is also out of Louisville, Kentucky. Hotbed of talent. We've been listening to a lot of artists from out of there recently. And I'm never upset, man. I'm never mad when I hear something out of Louisville. There's a lot of talent in that city, man. This song was in our new music Who This playlist on Friday. I gotta be honest, like, Cal, like the fucking vibes in Louisville, bro. They are immaculate, man. Between Forrest, Schloob, fucking Horace Gather, like, just this new wave of artists coming out of Louisville is really impressive. I'm missing somebody too. I know I'm missing somebody. He's an R&B singer. Yo, I playlisted it, Jemiah, because it's fucking amazing. Great work, dude. Great work. It definitely makes you want to dance. It's got such a good bounce to it. Oh, you thought I and Robin? Legendary Dutch player? Look, this video is exactly what it needs to be, man. It feels like the song feels. Shout out Schloob, there he is. At the time, I ain't even have to say nothing. Judging me saying she don't get with artists, but most of the time the women come around regardless. I'm trying to hit the dance floor. Real Louisville culture in the video, the skate rink. We got that shit in Nashville too, man. I'm not a good skater, but I've been in my fair share of roller rinks, and it is a vibe. Oh hell yeah! I thought it looked familiar. We're gonna go ahead and make sure we put this in the songs you found on live stream playlist as well. But man, this video is nice. It feels good, self-directed. This is one of those. All right, this is one of those videos. I talk about this a lot. Mischief says the West Coast artist, that bass line got me ready to see walk for sure. Video and track real nice, says Nicholas. Kiso's also fire, man. I fuck with Kiso. What I will say is this is one of those videos that makes you feel like you get to know the people behind the music. You know what I mean? You get to know the people who are there. You get to know the people in the crew. Like, you feel like you walk away from this music video and you've been a part of this like night out. You know what I mean? I think that's a really important thing for artists when they're really trying to like get that kind of personality across. Like, visuals are a really great way to get that personality across. And I think if you can make a music video that feels welcoming and inviting and like it's bringing people into your world, right? Like, that's what you want to do. So great job from this. I like this one a lot. We're gonna make sure we put this one in the songs we found on live stream playlist as well. Love that tree logo, says Ben Hamito. Big Dollar Bob says I fuck with this. I do like that one a lot, man. Like I said, I'm a big fan of a lot of the music that's coming out of Louisville right now. It's just like, it feels good. It's got this like overarching feeling that I think like not every city has musically. You know what I mean? There's not always like an identity from artists across the board. But I think between like the thing that I'm noticing about these Louisville artists, right? The visual representation is immaculate every time. Like, it's a real, there's like a real like intention behind the way that they're creating music videos and visuals across the board. Every single one. We watched that Harris Gather video the other day. Incredible. You know what I mean? Same thing with this Forest video. Same thing with Shloop. I'm obviously biased on the Shloop side, but I think it's the same thing. It's just there is a intention and a detail, an attention to detail that I'm seeing from these Louisville artists that I just am not seeing necessarily from every market, and especially not a market that's maybe not the biggest one for music in the country. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of really cool things happening there, and I just really love it. So shout out to Louisville. Shout out to all the artists from Louisville. You know, I really fuck with you guys. I've been fucking with you guys for a long time, but right now I'm like super inspired and excited by a lot of the music that I'm hearing from your city and your region. So please keep sending stuff in. Great work, Forrest. We put it in the songs you found on live stream playlist as well. Okay. All right, up next, we've got War by Francisco Flowers. This is our first free skip of the evening. Let us know what you think in the chat. And if you're in the chat on YouTube too, shout out to you. Jeremiah, I see you in there, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for the platform. You are welcome. I enjoy doing this. This is Francisco Flowers. I don't know that I've ever listened to Francisco Flowers before, so this might be a new one for us. Let us know what you think in the chat. If you're with us on Instagram, come hang out on YouTube and Twitch. We're live right now. We got another hour and 20 minutes left on stream. This is a new wave of blues music. All right, I love blues music. This isn't something I talk about a lot, but I grew up listening to blues music. I've always felt a connection to it. So I'm curious to see what a new take on blues actually looks and sounds like. It's a bit of a long intro, I will say, off rip. I don't know that I would say that this is blues personally. I guess the guitar is maybe the element that feels like it touches on blues, but I don't know that I would call this blues music. It's not close enough to traditional blues for me to even be like an evolution of the genre necessarily. I think I like the ideas on this. I do also think that the mix could maybe be a little bit stronger. Like, this sub is like a little overpowering, but at the same time the guitar is kind of the predominant sound that kind of punches through here. Vocals feel like they get a little bit lost in all of the production stuff. It is unique, and I'm gonna give him that. You know what I mean? Like, I think to push boundaries, that takes bravery, that takes heart in the first place to try and make something that no one else is making. I think that there's a direction that this can go. I don't know if this is the one that would get me personally. it feels a little bit too bare bones in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I do think that the mix is maybe one part of this. Like, I almost feel like if this had more of like a JPEG Mafia kind of feel to the mix, a little bit more in your face, a little bit more gritty, it might just catch my attention a little bit more. I think the mix master feels a little bit too soft for what he's going for. You know what I mean? It is a cool place to start. I'm curious to see what happens with this artist moving forward. I mean, what, with three releases in since last year, this is a relatively new artist, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to judge that heavily, because I think it's an interesting approach just to the way that they're making music in general. And I'm very curious to see what happens about this, or happens with this. I do think if you're going to say, I'm like, this is new blues or whatever, you do have to incorporate blues more in the production. You know what I mean? So like, whether that is sampling like really classic blues songs or sampling blues guitar in like maybe a little bit more of a way, I think if you are going to be like, oh, well, this is blues music, you know what I mean? Then I think I'm bringing a new wave to the genre of blues, and I think you have to incorporate blues more and some of those traditional elements of blues a little bit more. Braindead Monkey says, I feel the same way about the vocal delivery. If it were more in your face and aggressive, that would fit the environment more, in my opinion. I also agree with that too. I think like, you know, and like I said, I'm a blues fan, so I think like there is kind of that element of feeling and emotion that you get in blues that I didn't quite feel in this the same way, and I think that's another element that I would love to hear kind of brought in, right? It's like, blues isn't just guitar, you know what I mean? Like, blues is the way of writing and the topic of writing and like even just what it's talking about and like the vulnerability and pain in the vocal. Like, I feel like all of those things are really, really important elements in blues music. And so that's maybe one thing I would say too, is that I would like to hear more incorporation of blues into this if it is an evolution truly of blues music. If it is just going to be hip hop with kind of that like touch, like it's more alternative hip hop, you know what I mean? I'd probably just like coin it as that, as opposed to being like, this is blues music, because I think that'll also confuse the audience a little bit more. That's maybe not so much about the music as it is about just the way that you're marketing the music, but I do think if you are marketing it as blues first and foremost, more traditional blues fans will be like, wait, this isn't blues music, you know what I mean? But very curious and interested in hearing more from that artist. I do think that it is very, very interesting music and very unique. It stands out for that reason. You know what I mean? The unique elements. But I do think like if you're leaning towards this like JPEG Mafia kind of like, what's the fucking, I can't even remember what the other name of the artist I'm thinking of is, but if it is more like aggressive in your face like type stuff, I think, you know, incorporate those guitars, but definitely you want to kind of like not emulate, but at least take inspiration from the delivery styles of them. Yeah, maybe Danny Brown. Danny Brown's a good example as well. And thank you, Braindead Monkey. The goal is definitely to make sure that we're giving like really like useful feedback. You know what I mean? All right, last laugh. Big Dollar Bob up next. I liked this artist when we listened to him last week.
What's the word?
I will say you took me by surprise last week, bro.
Yellow Nation is in the building.
And I did say I wanted to listen to more of this R and Bob album, which is still a funny name for a project to me.
I saw you looking.
All right, let us know what you think in the chat.
More than just a side eye. I don't wanna step in, get involved. Bad assumptions can really mess up your heart.
I mean, I think it's the same feedback that I have, mix-wise, right? It's like balance.
Told me you love me, I really believe you.
Especially within the vocal layers.
I say that it's just you. You gotta play that game, I guess you do the same, Why is it close to my friends when you like them like that?
I think on this one, the one thing that I would say is because this subline is a little bit heavier, and you do have this deep register, it clashes a little bit, right? It clashes a little bit with this deeper register vocal delivery and tone when that sub hits. And I really like your higher register vocals. I would almost lean into that upper octave vocal delivery. For me personally, I think your higher register vocal tone is really nice. Like right here, this feels like the sweet spot for me with your vocal tone. A small touch of auto-tune won't hurt, I agree. But I think, and I this is for me as a vocalist too, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it is harder to give like a very accurate vocal delivery with the lower register vocal. I struggle with this as a baritone bass myself. But I feel like that higher register, that octave up for you is so good, bro. Like, I would lean into that higher register vocal just a touch more. And I think it would have stood out on this production a little bit more if you had done the entire song in that higher octave. And then maybe had this low, like, literally if you had flipped the layers, right? Higher register vocal being the lead vocal, lower register vocal there to back it up. I think that would have been the absolute perfect way to kind of flip this and help the vocal stand out a little bit more. Because, like, we get to these parts, bro, and it's like, oh, I get it. I see it. I hear it. I think he's Texas, right? You're out of Texas, bro? Big Dollar Bob on Instagram. Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas. I like the production choices, though. I think it's a good beat. You know what I mean? It's definitely a good beat choice. I like that you're kind of in this, like, 2000s R&B lane as well. I think what I would challenge you to do, and not on this project, obviously, because this project is out, but moving forward, I do think for me, again, that higher register vocal is really where you catch my attention the most. You got a nice voice. I agree. I think leaning too much into that lower register deep vocal doesn't necessarily give you the most accurate vocal performance, whereas where I feel you get into that higher vocal and you're pushing your voice a little bit harder, it's cleaner. You don't really need the tuning as much. And I do think you could almost even form and shift down if you didn't want to sing it that deep. You know what I mean? You could add that form and shift layer. You kind of had that pitch down layer there in addition. Also, obviously being from Texas, like the chop screwed vocal effect is a good thing, right? So I think you could lean into that, incorporate those elements. But for me, that higher register vocal you do that was more of a background vocal on that track specifically is really the shit that caught my attention and felt like the sweet spot for your vocal tonally, but then also just from like a real just strength of vocal standpoint, you were hitting the notes very consistently in that register. Whereas with the low one, it was like a little bit shakier at times. You know what I mean? So I just keep that in mind. If you're with us on Instagram, we're live on Twitch and YouTube right now. Come hang out. We'll be listening to music for the next hour and 10 minutes. We have more songs to get through. In Your Eyes by Unknown up next. Again, if you're in the chat and you want to submit your music, it is free. Just make sure you hit !submit. If you want to skip the queue, you can do that as well. And guys, look, I'm going to say this right now just because, you know, there's people in here and I appreciate you guys being in here. It has slowed down in here a little bit recently, so I'm trying to figure out what we can do to kind of like bring new life to the stream. If you're in the Discord, if you have ideas, please let me know. I'm always open to kind of hearing more ideas on what you guys think that we can do to improve things here or change things here a little bit. But, you know, I appreciate all you guys being here for sure. Obviously, you know, it's been a little slow recently. I'm not going to lie. This is extra time for me, so I'm trying to figure out what we can do or whether or not this is still something that makes sense. But I do appreciate you guys sending music in and being here. So, you know, as I'm working it out, if you guys have ideas or anything like that, please let me know in the Discord. I'm always open to hearing them. There's a couple things I know I want to do, like bring guests on, bring interviews on, do things like that in the future. It's just been really hard to do that with work recently. So yeah, it is the summer schedule too. Like I know people are outside doing stuff and it changes. Like when we get into wintertime, it tends to be more people. But I think in this time period where it's been a little slower, I'm just trying to figure out what we can do and what you guys want. So, you know, I'll be asking questions in the Discord. So if you are in there, please let me know. Like feedback is always welcome. And obviously like I'm a one person, like I'm one, I've built this on my own. So it's just me. So I'd love, you know, input from anybody or if there's things that you think you'd like to see on here. But I know the things that I want to do are like interviews. So I'll probably start adding some additional streams where we bring artists on and just talk to them and get to know them a little bit better. And then also just having guest listeners, you know what I mean? Whether that's A&Rs or curators or whoever it is in my network of people who are down to come in here and give feedback as well. So we'll work on getting some of those things together. Obviously, work has kind of shit on my life for the last like 3 years because I've just had so many releases to do week to week. And I haven't really had much time to think about what we can do here. But I think, you know, as things are changing at work, I'm going to have a little bit more time to figure out how we can bring more to this community. So all that to say, please let me know if you have ideas or if there's things that you think you would like to see happening in here. But let's get into In Your Eyes by Unknown. Unfinished, unmixed, unmastered. Unknown. There's a lot of unknowns here. Let us know what you think in the chat. Braindead Monkey, thank you for the follow. And if you guys are in here, join the Discord and stuff. You know what I mean? Work is like that sometimes. When you're a one-person distribution company for like I don't know, we've done like almost 100 releases in the last 3 years. It's a lot. It's a lot to do week to week. Damn, I like this. I wish I knew who this was. I do think the mix on this needs a little bit of work too. It's the layers, it's the balance between the layers. Reminds me of Bloody White a little bit. Reminds me of like Johan Lennox a little bit. Like it's definitely in that kind of like experimental pop space that I like personally. Oh yeah, bro, I like did everything. DSP pitching, curated pitching, uploads, like fucking royalty splits, signing, scouting, like all of it. It was a lot. Okay, so I think things that this could benefit from. Well, this is unfinished, unmixed, and unmastered, so I think the mix and the master will make a big difference on this immediately, right? It's about balance. It's about consistent volume levels. Those are the things that I kind of hear. You know what I mean? It's a little inconsistent with the volumes. Things get quieter. Things get louder. Dynamics are good in general, but I think it needs a little bit of work and just balancing those things out. I like the idea here a lot. I like the melody choices. I like the vocal tone. Hey, well, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for saying that. It does really actually mean a lot when you guys say that stuff, because, you know, some weeks it's hard to do this industry stuff, I think. It's all right. I will say it's maybe a little bit bare in the production side of things, right? 2 minutes in, I think I would love to hear a little bit more of a build in the production. Or it's like more build in the vocals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, bro. I just didn't get the resources or the support internally to build something properly. That's it. So they just said, hey, figure it out, and left me to do it on my own. So I did. And that's why. Not by choice. Not by choice. Yeah, like here, bro. Like, all right, look. Miguel, prime example, right? I feel like Miguel's done songs like this, where it's like very vocal focused. Frank too. There's a couple artists I can think of who kind of make music in this space. The thing that I feel like lacks in this is that build from a production standpoint into something bigger. You know, I can hear it in the vocal and the vocal tone and the vocal, like the layering, all of that. There's a build. That build is not matched in the production, and I would love to hear more of a build through the production as well, personally. My dog is in here. He's demanding to be tucked next to me right now. Yeah, some wet production, just like it's just a little too bare bones in the production, I think, for it to really carry 4 minutes long. You know what I mean? Like, had this been more of an interlude vibe, like maybe 2 minutes long, maybe 2.5 minutes long, I think it's okay to keep it this bare bones from a production standpoint. I think the further that you go into it, because the vocal builds and then it's not matched in the production, that's where there's a bit of a disconnect for me. Beyond that, I think it's mixed. I think it's master. I really like the idea. I really like the vocal tone. And I love the melody choices. So there's a lot of good things in here, but it's just finishing this off. You know what I mean? It's those additive details. It's kind of fleshing it out to make it feel a little bit fuller than it feels at the moment. I don't know anything about this artist. I don't know who they are. I don't know if their artist name is unknown. I don't know what their socials are. If you are in the chat unknown, please make yourself known. No pun intended, but please make yourself known to the rest of us. I think there are some people in here who would love to connect with you and support what you're doing as well. But I think lots of really good things in that. To me, it's just finishing it off. It's building it out. It's fleshing it out a little bit more, and I think that's what it lacked. If you're with us on Instagram, we're live on Twitch and YouTube right now. Come hang out with us. Unknown is a hard name if it is his name. Wannabe Demo by Ian Franzen up next. Just got done with the second verse of this one. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think in the chat. I've really enjoyed Ian Franzen's music. I think I've playlisted quite a bit of it so far as it's come out. So let us know what you think in the chat. 2 more songs, we'll do another free skip, okay? We got a nice little cue still. Hold on. There's a little mouth noise here. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but right around this 21-second mark, there is like a good amount of mouth noise. that I would maybe just... It's just a little wet. I'll maybe take it out. Are you unknown, Gory? Is that you? Other than that, this is very pleasing to listen to. It is you, Gory Summers. I really liked it. I was just saying the production needs to be fleshed out a little bit more, that's all. Okay, so for unknown, this is the socials for everybody really quick too. Gory Summers 1 was unknown. I love this. I do think you could maybe cut the vocals up a touch, but at the same time, I kind of really like it. The mouth noise? That kind of shit will always catch my ears, bro. This feels so good. This feels like a coming of age movie, like in every way, shape, and form. This is like you put this in an A24 film and everyone's crying kind of vibes. It's actually making me sad right now as I'm listening to it. It's like really beautiful. Nah, it's really putting me on my feels right now. This one's putting me in my feels, guys. Spaceman said this is so sick, gives me Dijon vibes. Hey, Willis is crying in the club for real. This one's putting me in my feelings right now. If you're with us in the chat and you want to submit, it is free. Feel free to submit your music if you want to. If you want to skip the queue there in the instructions. If Nightbot decides to put them in there. Yeah, Ian's definitely submitted in the past. We've heard a bunch of Ian songs. Well, a few. Maybe not a bunch, but... If you haven't listened to Ian, I always end up putting him in stuff, to be honest. Crisis Acta, Pasta, Blue, all very strong. Crime of Being Small, also really good, too. Tomato-headed boy on Instagram. You really make beautiful music, man. Honestly, like... What is Milk Bong 69? Bong de leche. Stop that. Stop that. Northwest Florida emo, bro. Milk Bong 69. I think that's a side project of his. Hey, man, I love this. It feels good. I'm going to listen to this a lot when it drops, too. It's definitely gonna go in my library. It's definitely gonna go in the new Music Who This playlist as well. Please let me know when this comes out. I really like this, man. I've been consistently impressed with your songwriting and just the general feel of your music. I love the production. I love how like it's so rooted around acoustic guitar, but just the way that everything sits together, like it always works. You know what I mean? Like the guitar, the guitar tone always feels fantastic in the mix. It always sits really, really well with the drum breaks, and I love your approach to how you do your vocals and how you mix your vocals. I do think they could be ever so slightly louder in the mix just to make sure they stand out just a touch more. But I think, yeah, like there's just something really special about the type of music you make. It hits a certain feeling every time I listen to it, and yeah, I'm a fan, bro. Like I'm gonna sit here and glaze because I just really, I think there's been quite a few songs, like I said, that we've listened to that I feel like I've really just. They evoke an emotion that is like completely uncontrollable. Yeah, like that sounds like a crazy way to say it, but it's just like you listen to it and it's like, yeah, like it makes you feel shit. And I think that's what music should do. You know what I mean? Like great music should make you feel things. And that is just like, to me, is like every time we listen to it, like it does. It makes me feel, and I love it. Working on a bigger project right now for this one, so hopefully I can get it out soon. Brother, let me know when it's out. It's going to get supported, okay? I got The Glow, Mischief up next. Song I wrote, produced, mixed, and mastered, filmed, directed, and edited. After a year-long hiatus from music to raise my daughter, I'm back. Well, I'm glad that you did that and raised your daughter. That's a very important thing. Being a parent is an important thing. And I'm excited to check this out, man. This is Mischief. I got The Glow. Let us know what you think in the chat.
We ain't gotta check the score.
Okay, Mischief. I see you with the special effects.
So gorgeous. I get the money and go. Me and my niggas, we toast. Yo, bitch,
I'm liking this direction so far too.
Love it, and that is so gross. In the building, babe.
I do think one thing to think about, especially with some of these outside shots, is just lighting and color grade across the entire video, but the ideas are really cool. And generally, I'm pretty psyched about it. It's consistent too, I will say that.
See, I do it right, baby. It's all in my eyes. Internalize, real and right, baby. I flip the wrist today. You flip your bitch today. We don't go inside.
Self-produced this one as well. Great job, Mischief, man. I can tell you've been putting in the work. Let us know what you think in the chat.
I'ma do the shit for we.
Will says this is a vibe.
And you niggas heard, so we got the low. I'm smoking on.
Trying to think if I have any notes on the production. Kinda not. Bro, I gotta be real. Like all these AI special effects things that you're doing go kind of crazy, bro. Bro literally took off. He literally took off. Like he was wearing jetpack shoes. I gotta say, man, great job. Considering we haven't heard you in a while, like, I don't know that I have that much feedback. I'm trying to think if I have feedback based off of stuff we used to listen to, but I must save the song in the playlist. I thumbs up the video on YouTube. And I think you did a really great job, man. Like, overall, I think you did a really, really good job. Mischief Track, TRK on Instagram. If you're rocking with that, make sure you go follow. If you're with us on Instagram, we're live on Twitch and YouTube right now. Come hang out. We're listening to music, giving feedback for the next hour. We got like 50 minutes left, all right? Ghetto Gospel, Dre Lee with an open verse. My first ever gospel song ends at 2:15. We'll do a free skip after this one, all right? Let us know what you think in the chat. No, great job, bro. I actually was really impressed by the visual direction. That was probably like, it was nice to see you kind of take that into your skill set as well. Oh my god, I just choked. I choked on my water, sorry. Is he singing on it as well? Oh.
Yeah, the devil watching, but God got me. He got my back when I'm out in these streets. You know God provides time after time.
Can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Still got a lot to do.
They're featured artists? Okay. I mean, I think my biggest feedback here is probably the same feedback that I've given you in the past, which is just really about the vocal mix.
Forgive me for my sins. I've been trying to make amends. The way you gossip about my losses, do the same with my wins. Protect me from all evil, do the same with my friends. Sometimes I pray for forgiveness and do the same thing.
It's a little bit too much reverb delay, I think, personally.
We all got vices. Every day you wake up, just try and live righteous. Talk to God every day, not just when you in a crisis. Don't let Satan influence you to flip on God like a light switch. Live through his image. I'm trying to get through them gates. I'm trying to weed through the real. I'm trying to weed through the fake.
I think your vocal delivery is pretty solid on this one. I liked the featured artist, but I do think the mix on the featured artist still needs a bit of work too. Did you hit Kev up yet, bro? Hit Kev up.
I ain't beefing with my brothers, it get handled with space. Then they say word is bond, never damage your face.
Yeah, the devil lurking, he can take my soul.
I think the tough part about bouncing from studio to studio and engineer to engineer too is that it takes a little bit of time to dial in. You know what I mean? Brain Dead Monkey says delivery sounds slightly hesitant / nervous to me. I like the idea, I will say that. I like the beat choice too. Delivery wise, I don't know that I heard the shaky, nervous kind of thing myself personally, but it's worth thinking about. For me, it's more, I think, the over usage of reverb delay on the vocal that just makes it all feel a little like too big. Ryan Cole was cracking, bro. Today is fine. It's been a weird week. Draylee863 on Instagram. Make sure you tap in, out of Florida. Feel like they could have done a bit more takes. That's also probably true, I think, just with like, you know, if you go into a new studio for the first time, odds are you're on a time limit and you're trying to get stuff done, which is like also understandable. Sometimes I think that's one of the bad parts about going to studios and recording at studios is just the time limit that you kind of get put under. Can be a little bit tough to get what you need actually done in that time frame. Yeah, I was wondering why you were calling me. I was hoping it wasn't like an emergency, Kristen. Kid Cisco was cracking. All right, astral projection. Oh, sorry. We got to do a free skip right now. Free skip next. Let's see what we got. Been a weird week. I agree. Going to Death Cab for Cutie concert tonight. Oh, that'll be fun and sad. You're going to get real sad. It's going to be beautiful. Old Habits. The name is TT. Song drop Tuesday. Got an EP around the corner. Let us know what you think in the chat. Oh, I love the album artwork on this one already. Toronto's TT blends R&B, Afro beats, and melodic hip-hop to create a style that reflects where she lives. I love it. This artwork is nice. This is good artwork. It feels good. A bit of a quiet master, but... Oh, is fucking I Will Follow You Into the Dark one of them? Because that shit's gonna make you cry. Shit makes me cry every time I hear it. Immediately saving this. Yeah, love the delivery, love the vocal tone. The name is .tt on Instagram. This screams Ontario in the best ways, though. Hard. Yeah, and Keanu, what's up, bro? How you doing? This is hard. I wish the master was a little bit louder, especially with the production a little bit more, but I really like the song a lot. Melody choices are really good. Vocal tone's really nice, and the mix on the vocals is perfect. Great melody choices. Yeah, it's like I actually think the mix on the vocals is really good. It's the mix on the production that I think leaves a little bit to be wanted, personally. Like Toronto, honestly, like the artists in Toronto never disappoint. Yeah, the snare's tucked, the sub's tucked a little bit. Songs like the 808's doing that dun 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 dun. It does. It is a bit of a cheat code. Shakespeare, man, I appreciate it. We got a lot of really, really great artists in this community for sure. I'm always trying to tell you guys to hit each other up and work together too. Yeah, it's like that sub is it's probably too loud in the mix, and that's why this master feels a little bit quieter. But man, I'm super into the music. I definitely followed. The name is .tt on Instagram. I definitely asked the question, Keanu. I know you got a question for me. Ask it in here so I can tell everybody the answer. All right, up next, J Chromatic, Astral Projection, while Keanu's asking his question in the chat, and then I will do my best to answer that question as well. July Forever, what's up? Let us know what you think in the chat. If you guys are in the chat and you haven't submitted yet, make sure you hit !submit. And if you want to skip the queue and guarantee you get played on stream today, you can do that as well by reading the instructions in the chat. This one is a more robust and loud mix. Wanted to experiment with things. Post-breakup music. I'm going crazy. Oh no, bro. I hope you can. I hope it all works out, man. Those breakup things. It's tough. It's tough for sure.
Watch out the play in my face. You train this shit like a race. You don't know what's going on. I had to put your luck down. That was in my way. Watch out the play in my face. You train this shit like a race.
So I really like the mix on the ad-libs. I don't know if I love the mix and the timing of the delivery on the other vocal that was coming in at the beginning there. This part sounds great. I would probably, in that beginning intro section, flip the effect and have that like telephony effect on the background vocal, and then have the lead sound like this. Because I think you would have lost me maybe in that first like 25 seconds just because of the way that vocal sounded. I love this part. Slight timing issues, I think, in like moments in the delivery that I would maybe think about and work on. It could be a little bit more on beat at times.
Will you choose love or will you choose a fame? It might not be just.
This section too is like a little bit on the timing side of things, I hear, right? High panning siren I think is really cool. Maybe just have it come in every now and then and less consistently to make it be surprising. I think that's fair too. I actually really love the production on this too. I think it's really cool. I think for me the only real thing I hear, right? Timing of the delivery. That's one of the things that catches me when it's a little bit off. And it feels like that happens quite a bit. But I love the song idea. I like the melody choices. I like the processing on the vocal. And I love the production on this too. I would just say that intro vocal is really the only thing that kind of stood out to me and didn't quite catch me the same way as the other things. So like I said, I would probably flip the processing. Lead vocal, treat it like a lead vocal. Background vocal, treat it like the background vocal. That's it. And you've done it further into the song here, and it sounds great. You know what I'm saying? It's like I kind of like it, but at the same time, I think for it to be the intro vocal, it doesn't quite grab you the same way as the vocals do throughout. I think timing on delivery can work if your drums are already swung out with that solid beat, where the drums are already quantized and everything is on the grid. It's very noticeable if your vocals are off. I would agree with that too, Brain Dead Monkey. That's kind of the same way I feel. And because this is a very on-grid type beat for sure. The timing of everything is very good. It's close, dude. It's close. I like the idea a lot. There's little things, I think, for me, and I actually like it. I like this section vocal here much more at the end of the song than I do at the beginning of the song. I think at the beginning of the song, you should kind of treat these vocals like the lead vocals instead. Just because it's the first thing we hear, you know what I mean? I think when you do that effect further towards the end of the song, it's nice. It's like a change up. It feels different. I think it'll actually have like a really, really good effect if you do that, this section that you did in the intro, process the vocals the same way that you do there at the end of the song instead of at the beginning, and then in the beginning maybe have it just come in like the lead vocal with the same sort of processing. I actually think that would be, like, at least to me, it would have caught my attention at the beginning, and then it would have caught my attention at the end when it came back in the second time. But I think when it is the start of the song, it doesn't quite get you the same way. And then when your other vocals come in, they're so clean, you know what I mean? Like the mix on them is so good. And I think that's, for me, probably the big thing that I hear there. And then the other thing is the timing. You know what I mean? So just go back. Honestly, bro, I'm very pro metronome when I record. I'll do that every time. Who's in here right now? Should I play you guys my cover of Usher's Superstar that I did last week? It's good. JCrum9000 on Instagram. J.Crum. And I hope it all works out, bro. Breakups are the fucking worst shit ever. Should I play it? Because most of you guys haven't heard it. I played it for people on Monday, but I did a bounce of Superstar, or I did a cover of Superstar by Usher like last weekend just for fun because I was bored and I was sitting here. Sure, I'll play it for you. Why not? I'll play it for you just because you guys are in here. I gave it my own little sauce. I gave it a little bit of my own little sauce because I can't help myself. I had a lot of fun doing this. I'm gonna do more of these random covers just for fun, I think.
Spotlights, big stage, 50,000 fans screaming in a rage. Bodyguards, limousines. This is the way I see you in my dreams. Paparazzi flash, 100 pictures all of you hanging on my bedroom wall. I'm a kid again. I feel like 13 when I knew.
It's so fun, bro.
I'll be your groupie, baby. Cause you are my superstar. I'm your #1 fan. Give me all the
Yeah, I just did this for fun, so why not?
Right here, I'll be your groupie, baby.
Yeah, bro, I do.
As your number one fan,
I mix this too.
that I can to show you how super you are. Front row, there I am, jumping and hollering, waving both hands. Would you notice me? Little me drove 12 hours, girl, just to see your pretty face one more time. But
It gets very hard at this point of the song.
This is a metaphor to show how I adore you, baby. I do. I'll be your groove, baby, 'cause you are my superstar. I'm your number one.
I used to, I don't anymore.
Give me your autograph, set it right here on mine. I'll be your groove, baby.
Wait for these runs. I'm really proud of me hitting these runs at the end.
As your number one fan, I'll do all that I can to show you how super you
From here to the end.
You're truly special, your love is legendary to me. I'll never leave your world, treat you like a diva girl. 'Cause they don't make them like you anymore. I dedicate this to my superstar for the time. I'll be your groove, baby, 'cause you are my superstar. I'm your number one fan, give me your autograph, set it right here on mine. Girl, I'll be your groove, baby.
Go to karaoke, bro. I love karaoke. I had so much fun doing this shit. I'm gonna do another cover this weekend just for fun. We'll sauce it up. We'll sauce it up. We'll play it on the stream just for fun. Yeah, if I could get auto-tune on my mic on the stream, I would sing on here more. You can make me sing if you want, but please, it's got to be a song I know. Do I have any advice, tips, or suggestions for small artists such as myself to increase streams and listeners authentically? No, there's a handful of us that truly believe in our music, and the biggest issue is getting heard. Any word for that? Make content. Make a lot of content. Push your content. If you want, who broke my heart? The world, bro. The world. Can we just have a 2004 challenge stream where we all just remix songs from 2004? Yeah, why not? That'd be fucking awesome. Yeah, I think like the biggest thing and the biggest advice I would give most artists is make content. You know what I mean? It's one of the things you can control. So make content, run targeted ads on it. Use tools like Symphony. You know what I mean? Like we're kind of like talking about building a toolkit for artists over at Genius too. That I might, you know, I'm kind of trying to figure out what makes sense and what is useful for artists, and maybe shouldn't have said that, but it is what it is. We're just like talking early discussions of things that we can do just to help more artists. But I think like for me, you know, the things I immediately think of are, yes, make content, make good music, make better content. I do think those are the things. Run targeted ads on the content that you are making. Figure out what your story is and how you can connect with your artists or with your fans. Sorry. So like think about what kind of music you're making. What are the themes in the music? What are the aspects of your personality that you can connect to people on? Like I think for you, Keanu, like obviously you're in the AAPI community. So the IG Live shouldn't be muted. There's no music playing right now. I'm just talking. You did miss TT. TT was fire, bro. I did playlist it. But I was saying like, just think about what sets you apart as an artist, right? And how do you connect with your fan base? How do you connect with your communities? For Keanu, because you're in the AAPI community, figure out how you can lean into that. You know what I mean? How can you activate that community? How can you get them behind you? How can you share aspects of who you are and your culture and how that's impacted you and the way you create music and the type of music that you make, and bring people into that journey, into that story with you as well. I also think Nicholas too is saying some good stuff in the chat. With the content topic, approach it the same way as music, not just one or a few pieces. Build up a backlog so you've got a stockpile and can run it on autopilot. Absolutely. That way you don't have the feeling of, shit, I got to film things this week. I tell artists this all the time. If you are trying to build the plane while you are flying it, it's extremely difficult for you to do the things that you need to do to push the music. If before you go into a rollout, you've stacked up content, you've got a content strategy, you have things that you've already shot, it makes it easier to do that one-off shit that you need to do in the middle of the week, or like the random extra stuff that you got to do to build that audience. But I think first and foremost, it's maybe identifying what audience you're trying to reach. You know what I mean? And I think that's an important thing too. If you can figure out, all right, who am I trying to position myself as or with? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of artist do I want to be alongside? Whose fan bases am I trying to tap into? Like, who are the fan bases that people are listening to that are going to like me as well? Sometimes I think that makes it a little bit easier to figure out how you can go about promoting your music and reaching fans, because you can also look at what artists in those spaces are doing and what's working for them and what platforms are covering them and things like that, right? So for me, I think it's all about like figuring out where you want to be at. And then it's also at the same time, content is a big thing. Do it. Like, it's not corny. It's not, you're not doing too much. Like, you got to, I think for a lot of artists, right? Like, motherfuckers get so caught up on, oh, I'm trying to reach my followers that I have now. How do I reach my followers that I have now? And like, bluntly, fuck the followers you have now. Your goal as an artist is to acquire new fans and acquire new followers and build that audience. So you got to think about what's pulling people into your world and how do you pull them into your world. More so than you got to think about like, oh, are my current fans happy with what I'm doing? If they are truly fans of yours, they're going to fuck with what you're doing regardless of what it is. You know what I mean? And that's what you kind of have to focus on. Not every fan is going to be a super fan, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But you got to think about building that super fandom and building that community around yourself and keeping them there through doing things that are like undeniably you. You know what I mean? So it's maybe not the most like, it's not a cheat code, but at the same time, I do think these are the important things you have to think about when you're thinking about promoting music and marketing music too. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get people to fuck with you. So I think it's a little bit of that. But first and foremost, do what you can do on your own. IG's making music discovery less of a priority and stuff. Well, I mean, every fucking paid ad that I get is some sort of performance piece. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I always tell artists too, like, don't just do performance-based content. That is one piece of a much larger puzzle of how to make content that reaches people, right? You've got to share more about who you are and what you care about and what's important to you and what inspired the music, what inspires you, why you are who you are. It's exhausting and it's a lot, but I think that is just the reality of being an artist in 2025. It is more than just the music and more than just the performance that is going to keep people there and stick with you. You know what I mean? And you can see that from artists that are really, really big, that have these really like rabid fan bases. They give people more than just the music, and that's what people give back more than just a stream because of that. You know what I mean? So just keep that stuff in mind. I don't know that's a perfect answer, but it is the answer that I have. Low-key, it's Josie. You did miss TT, but we all really enjoyed it. I think there was only a little bit of feedback. You can catch the VOD on YouTube, too. All right, back to your music. Rap Dreams, Dre Lee. We got a couple more paid skips. We'll do another free skip after that. Of course, man. Sorry, it's such a detailed answer, too. That's why I asked you to ask me here, because it's easier for me to just talk it out than it is to type it out. It's very nuanced. Of course, Joe.
Blood, sweat, and tears, nigga.
Ooh, Dre Lee.
Rap dreams, I don't win and made them real, nigga. 30K cash, I can tell
I
you how I feel, nigga.
prefer this.
Over everything, I'm dying on that hill, nigga. I done hopped on stage into a crowd full of tears, nigga.
Yeah, it'll be on. So right now it's live. As soon as we get done, it'll be live on YouTube. You'll be able to go find it and clip it and do all of that stuff from YouTube, okay? I want to say we probably listened to it about 30 minutes ago, maybe 15 minutes ago. Oh yeah, I agree with Nicholas too. Read what Nicholas said in the chat about high quality versus low quality content. A mix of both is good.
This shit gets so real in my spine, I get chills. Playing with my name.
You're okay. Don't even worry about it.
Pop a perk 'cause juice died on them pills. Shit always come to light, homie, time gon' reveal.
She got one of the random bumps, which is like we do those every 5 songs, so. Alright, Dre, I gotta be honest, bro. It's this shit right here that stands out to me with you. Every time you send this type of music in, it catches my attention. It's got that bounce, it's got that energy. Your vocal tone feels like it fits better on this type of production too. This kind of high energy, up-tempo stuff. I don't know where you recorded this one, but I do feel like the vocal mix is a little bit better on this one as well. Feel free, slide it in, man. Look, if you want to submit, here's the instructions. If you want to skip the queue and guarantee it gets played on stream today, you can as well. We got about 35 minutes left in the stream. We've got a couple more paid skips. Nah. No pause. Slide it in. no need for pausing, man. Slide that shit in. Yeah, this one stands out, bro. I like this one a lot. Draylee863 on Instagram.
I got a message on the running. I don't wait.
What's funny is I hate making music like this. Well, if you don't like it, then don't make it. I'm not gonna tell you to make music you don't like either. If you prefer pain music, do it. But I would take this vocal tone and this style of vocal delivery and apply it to the pain music. Don't change your vocal delivery just because it's a different type of music. Because if you could take the shit that you're doing right here vocally and take this approach and put it on that music, it's gonna be the same thing. But I will say, the confidence in the vocal delivery and in the tone, there's something about this one that hits a little bit more, right? So I would just, if anything, take that from this. You don't need to just make this type of music. If you don't like this type of music, don't make this type of music. I would never force anyone to try and make music they don't like, right? But one thing you should take from this is that everybody says vocal tone, vocal delivery feels more confident here, feels more full here. Take that from this and figure out how to apply that to the pain music. You know what I'm saying? All right, Wasting Air. Zendrit Housey remix by Reigns. Entirely possible I'm asleep when this comes up. Long Day with the Family, but here's a Cater Bounce style remix of Reigns' track, our UK artist. He's also going to be in New York City starting on August 6th. Have sent him to the Big Ass Kid event with Saving Connie at SOBs, which you can go pull up to. That's going to be happening soon in New York as well. Wasting Air, let us know what you think in the chat. I love a little K-Tronada bounce, man. I love a little K-Tronada bounce. I got a beat that a couple beats I made in that kind of lane that I've been using for content recently, and everyone keeps asking me what they are. No, hey, that's totally fair. Just take the vocal delivery aspect of it. That's all. And the tone, you know what I mean? Woo. It's Reigns as the vocalist on this. Damn, this is a fucking vibe. Zendrip Beats on Instagram too. Low key, it's Joe C says I work in sync/music promo. Not gonna look alive. This could go. This could go, man. I can hear this for sure. I don't know if I feel like the bass line is not tuned properly. I think it's okay. You don't submit in Discord. If you want to submit, you do it on Nero, which is the link in the chat, okay? It's going to take it here, which is where we take all of our submissions. I think when it goes low, it gets a little muddy. I think so, too. I like the drums, too, but I think that's the only thing I really hear in this one is just when it does go that low, it gets a little hard tonally to distinguish whether or not it's tuned properly. And that's maybe the only real feedback that I have, but I do fuck with this heavily. Needs a little post-production magic, but it's almost as low key as Joe. It might also be the sub sound. I like this, but something does sound off or not in step with the feeling rest of the instrumentation is giving. I think it might be the kicks too. I think it's the kick sub combo. I'll be completely honest. Part of me wishes there was no sub in this at all and it was a log drum. Like, truthfully. I think that there's a part of me that feels like if that had been a log drum and it had more of a little bit of an amapiano vibe from a sub kick standpoint, that might be the thing that ties it all together. And, don't worry at all, bro. Yeah, have fun showing your niece, nephew the city tomorrow. It's okay that it's been an off week. It is like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ups and downs in this industry. I constantly try and tell people that is just what it is to work in this industry full time and as a real career. And that's just the thing, it's just the thing about working in this shit overall. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, it's not as glamorous as a lot of people make it. And there's a lot of moments and times where you'll kind of look at things and be like, man, what the fuck happened? Like, what was that? Like, did I make the right choice? Did I make the right decision? And more often than not, it's not really anything that you can control or do anyway. It just is what it is. It's a rough time, I think, for a lot of people in a lot of industries right now. And that, unfortunately, is just the nature of the world we live in and of late stage capitalism. So, look, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate everybody in this community. You guys do make this this right here, this part of what I do is something that I really love and I really enjoy, and it brings me a lot of joy to work and talk to artists and get to know independent and emerging artists and figure out how to support you and help you grow and develop. Like, this is why I actually do what I do, is this part right here. So regardless of it being a hard week or regardless of it being like difficult to work in music sometimes, like at the end of the day, I'm lucky to have a job. I'm lucky to have a job in music. I'm lucky to be able to do things like this and impact the artist community in the ways that I can. And that is really what matters. So I really appreciate you guys being here and sharing music with me and just being a part of this community, because it really does actually help me a lot personally, but also it just brings me a lot of joy. And this is something that I've really loved doing over the last like 3 or so years, like beyond everything else that I work on, like this community building stuff, this stream, this like the playlisting, the content, like all the things that we do to support independent and emerging artists. Like it really actually like means a lot to me, and it makes me feel as though I'm able to do something good and give something good back to this industry at all. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you just don't really have a choice in how things go or like what you work on and what you get to work on. And this, I get to choose how I do this. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is the new way to discover music and promote. I love this. I've been doing this for a couple years, so I'm a little tight at how many people are doing this now, if I'm being honest, just because I've been doing it for so long. But that's fine. That's the nature of business as well. And now the goal for me is to figure out how we pivot, how we innovate, how we make this even better, how we make this even more effective and useful. But I think at the core of what we do here, it's been really beautiful to do this way. It's been really beautiful to be able to actually give artists real feedback and help them develop, and not do the just like, oh, this is cool, oh, this is trash shit. Like that to me is not what this is about. This is about helping artists develop and really talking about the real shit that artists have to work on and do in their careers. And that's what we're finna do. You know what I mean? I don't care. At the end of the day, look, like I'm not doing this for views or clicks or money or any of that shit. Like I really do this because of passion first and foremost. Everything else that comes with it is cool. You know what I mean? And like at the end of the day, like if I can touch 3 or 4 artists and help them figure out how to get the most out of their careers and really help them grow, that's enough for me. And we've had incredible artists come through this community and go on to do incredible things. I've signed artists from this community. I've gotten to work with them hand in hand on releases and rollouts. I've gotten to do interviews with them. Like, it's just so cool, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, that's it. That's what I love about it. I see so many people who are obviously not listening to the track and just waiting for it to end and then go see, I see the vision, bro. Keep going. That's exactly what I don't want this to be. You know what I mean? And if that means that I got to talk a little bit more and that means I answer your questions and like do all that stuff, like I'd much rather talk about the ins and outs of how we make great music, even if we don't get through as many songs, because at the end of the day, all of these things that we talk about are things that can be applied to anybody's music. You know what I mean? It's not just like, there's obviously going to be things that are very specific to the song we're listening to, but I think at the end of the day, the advice we give, the things we talk about, these are things that apply to artists across the board. These are the things that apply to music across the board and making great music, and that is what this is about. So I appreciate you guys listening, you know, like just being here with me and hanging out with me as well. Unreleased, July Forever up next. Been on my singing R&B shit, dropping this early August. Let us know what you think in the chat. We got like 4 more paid skips. We'll do 2 more. We'll do another free skip. And then hopefully we'll get into a free section. It seems like we'll have time to get into a free section today. So stick around. We'll do free bumps for the rest of the stream once we get done with paid skips, all right? And thank you, Brain Dead Monkey. I'm glad you're having a good time. I know this is your first time in here, so I appreciate you.
Girl, you're one of a kind. Can't get you off my mind. I'm praying for the day that you are mine.
My dog is tripping over there. I actually really like this from you, July. I don't know that I've heard you do this before. July Forever on Instagram. Biggest thing that I'll tell you to be careful of here is this sub. It's very loud. And I think there's an aspect of it that clashes with that guitar just a little bit too much. 808s are out of tune. I agree with you. You're not geeking. I will say, and this is generally how I feel about really boomy subs like this, it is hard to get them to feel like they are in tune with everything else. Generally, for me as a producer, I stray from using such like boomy, large feeling subs because I don't know that they really give me the thing that I'm looking for, especially if I'm doing some sort of like melodic element in the bass line or melody in the bass line. So that's the first thing that I hear for sure. I love the vocal. I think the vocal is really great. For me, the standout here is definitely that sub. I love the form and shifted vocal too. It's really nice. It's a really nice decel in here. July Forever, FRVR on Instagram. Make sure you go follow if you're rocking with this one. Everything else seems really atmospheric and ethereal in that 808, although it does have bounce, just feels a little too trappy. I feel that. It's a little bit too big, I think, for the rest of the production. I low-key feel like you'd actually be better off with like an analog bass line in this. Like having a bassist come in and play something, I think would actually serve this song a little bit better. Especially because it is more of a melodic like song as well. And then the other thing I would say is additive vocals, runs, like that kind of stuff, background vocals, like that's the kind of stuff that you need to add details-wise, I think, to flesh this out a little bit more. Standing bass sample turned into a bouncing bass line, says Braindead Monkey. I think that's a good idea too. Yeah, look, I think it's nice to hear you singing. You got a really nice singing voice. Tone is really good. I think execution-wise, what kind of 808 you think? I actually don't think an 808 is the move on this one. I think we're both, me and Braindead Monkey, have the same thought here, that like more of an analog, like real played out bass line from a bass guitar would maybe fit a little bit better. And also, like, I don't even know that the bounce overall necessarily fits the guitar and the vocal, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I feel like you could even approach this song from having it lean into a little bit more of that space, a little bit more of that, like, laid back energy. Like, you're giving energy in the vocal. I don't know that the energy of the production quite matches it, if we're being real about drums and bass. You know what I mean? And that's, it's kind of hard to say that because I don't know that I have the answer necessarily for like what you should do, but I think at the same time there's a bit of a disconnect between the rhythmic sections and the melodic sections, and I think it's finding a way to bridge that gap a little bit more is maybe the best advice I can give. I wish I could give better, more detailed advice than that. All right, J Chromatic. Feel like Rosa. Okay, this one's a little more upbeat and not as depressing. I'm dead. Braindead Monkey's got something in the chat for you. If you know what bass you can use, find a bass sample from a track that you love or on Splice and take a little one shot from it. Map it to your keys using... Oh, that's actually a really smart way to do that. That's a really smart way to do that, bro. I've never thought about doing that myself. I love that. Oh! Let's go, J Chrome. Yeah. J.Chrome 9000 on Instagram. This is tough. Snare is maybe a little bit harsh. He does have really good beat selection, I agree. I would say just be careful of the high end in the snare and in the hi-hat. It can be a little bit harsh as it comes through, but the bounce is definitely good. Vocals are really nice. I got you, Steve-O. I know what you're trying to say. Also, bro, is it Steve-O or is it Steve-O? I know I've been calling you Steve-O, but is it Steve-O? I've been trying to figure out how to say your name properly, bro. Bounce on this is great. This reminds me a little bit of Yachty in like the best ways. J.Chrome 9000. I fuck with him too, bro. There's something here with this artist. There's a lot of potential in this artist. I'm not swag dad. Okay, Steve or Steve-O. Alright, so Steve-O is right. Saki asked me the other day too, and I was like, I don't know if it's Stevie-O or Steve-O, but I don't want to tell him the wrong thing. So, so I was like, I'm not sure. I'm gonna find out. Great beat selection. The amount of movement in this production is so good also. Like, let's just talk about that for a second. There's been distinct sections, but it's moved all the way throughout. There's been development all the way throughout. Look, the vocal complements the production really, really well. And I just think, yeah, man, like J Chrome, you got a really, really good approach. The timing of this one felt much better. So like you obviously have that in the bag. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure why the timing on the other one didn't feel quite as together as this one, but on this one, the timing is perfect. Timing of the delivery stands out. Vocal stands out. Beat choice is great. Reminds me of Yachty at times, but just movement throughout, man. Development throughout. I really enjoyed this one. J Chromatic, Feel Like Rosa. Vince Lombardi, Sammy up next. Let us know what you think in the chat. And then we'll get into some free skips. It looks like we'll get a nice solid 20-minute free skip section. So if you're in the chat right now, put your artist name in the chat. If you want to get bumped up for free, we'll try and get you before the end of the stream, okay? Hyperpop influence, but not too much. I agree. It's like it's a real subtle, nice like take on it. Oh. Okay, Sammy. I think we need a little bit more presence on the lead vocal here. I like the layering that's happening on it, but I think it needs to be a layer and not the mix on the lead vocal, if that makes sense. Oh shit, there's some songs I'm gonna bump up in here myself. Ayo Will, Brain Dead Monkey, I'm gonna bump you up because I know you're in here in the chat. TT, I'm bumping yours up. What else do we got? Stephanie, I want to listen to this because I fuck with Stephanie heavily. Hey, 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 Galaxy, what's up? We're getting into our free skip section right now, so make sure you submit in Nero. We're gonna be doing free skips for the next 18 minutes. Hey, 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 of course. This slides just needs a little work on the mix, I agree. And it's really just making sure that lead vocal is the lead vocal in it. This is not you, bro. 100G is not you. It's Sammy 100, is that right? What's your Instagram, bro? It's 100grand_Sam. I don't know why you gave me that. Spaceman, you got something for us today, man? Hey. All right, we're getting into our free skips. If you're in the chat, let me know what your artist name is. If you're not paying attention and you don't tell me what your artist name is, I can't bump you up for free, so make sure you tell me, all right? Denor444 was cracking. If you're in the chat, submit your music for free on Nero, and then let me know your artist name in the chat once you do it. You can do a paid skip if you want to. I would encourage you to do the super skip, though, so it'll put you in the top of the queue. Or you can just tell me when you've done it, and I'll bump you up, because I'm not a dickhead. I said it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not a dickhead. If you do a paid skip, I'll put you to the top of the queue myself. Like, don't worry about doing the $10 one. You can do the $5 one, and I'll bump you up. We're about to get into some free skips, though. So if you are in the chat, let us know if you want to get bumped up for real, for free. Just put your artist name in the chat. Make sure you submit it via Nero, and we'll get you bumped up. We like to do this section every stream. Again, just for the purpose of like actually not being like a fucking money grabber. Like, you know, I only did the paid skip queue ever because people asked for it. We used to do everything for free when I first started the stream, so we always wanted to keep that element of it. You know what I mean? Like, so submit music. Yes, if you want to do the paid skip, you can. Yes, I'll bump you to the top of the queue. Just let me know when you've done it. We're gonna start with AOL's If I Wanted, though. 6th song on the album coming soon. Much love, you legend. Same to you. Pretty much done. Just got to do a hearing test in my homie studio and send it out for mastering. I like this artist a lot. Great producer, great artist, great musician. Always funky as fuck. He also plays the horns. You know, you're in Seattle. You gotta connect with this fucking artist, bro. Do you know B? 3EEBB on Instagram. You guys gotta connect because I feel like you guys will make some crazy shit together. Just even on a production side of things, like you could really collaborate on some crazy shit. Oh. Shout out to the PNW, man. I got hella love for the PNW. Yeah, him and Snack and Peaches also. Yeah, they make some crazy shit too, bro. I fuck with Snack and Peaches heavy. This is the type of shit that makes me want to dance. Staying in Kent? Is that Washington? Ooh! Ooh! The strings on this is so nice too. Oh my god! Oh! Oh, we didn't play a song yet, but let me know your artist name and I'll get you bumped up into the free queue right now. Make sure you submit it near, alright? Bro, this shit is crazy. I love this little halftime moment. Ooh, the synths!
I don't got a whole lot to lose, got a whole lot to win. If you don't believe in God, my life will be some evidence. Look around, homies all around.
Musically, bro, I say this all the time about Will's music. Musically, this shit's next level. Vocals are clean too, but it's this arrangement, synth work, it's giving me chills. My hairs are standing on end. It's crazy. What's the artist name for you, bro? I didn't see you do a paid skip. It doesn't look like it's submitted in the form either. It's not in there. Ugh! Earlyo, I also do not see you in the submission form either, bro. I gotta be honest, neither of you are there. Neither Denor. This transition in the rap part was a bit janky for me. There's a lot going on. It felt jarring, but it was still tight. Like the musical aspects of it got me, bro. They get me every time. Earlyo, I don't see you in the submission form. Denor, I don't see you in the submission form either. Please make sure you just use that link that I dropped in the chat for you just now. That'll hopefully get you in there. Very fire. I liked it a lot. Ayo.will on Instagram. We'll do Brain Dead Monkey. Produced and rapped by me, still learning to mix master. This is a final as far as I can get. Most recently learning to mix vocals, so if there's feedback. But if you hear something about the beat too, I'm all ears. JMB, let us know what you think in the chat. Super fire, right? Go listen to his other music as well. Highly recommend. JMB, let us know what you think in the chat. This is Brain Dead Monkey / Muck. Yeah, I don't know. You're not in there, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Still, neither of you are in there.
I don't even know what she said, but it's hard. Okay. Oh, you can catch me at my desk.
I also think I have ADHD.
Off the deck. I'm from Seattle. It ain't grass, it's only blocks, so I just touch me a check. I mean so much disrespect. You fucking pussies couldn't write this. I'm the monkey, the best. I get the puff in my chest, just like I puff on the sets. You got a problem, I can solve it. Get the fuck out DMs, you little pussy. Like,
so I really love your vocal tone.
You really try to forget.
I do think the mix around the vocal needs a little bit of work still, right? It's still a little messy in certain parts of the frequency.
I try to warn them, motherfucker. They always let it slide over their head.
But there is something I really like about it. Mixing on the vocals is definitely going to be important for you.
It's Big Muck, the pape stacker. It's the reason you and your girl broke up. The X Factor. It's the man who's never given a fuck. You don't matter. I could bench your net.
It does also feel like there's still a little raw. You know what I mean? He's ever so slightly more. Yeah, the MF Doom profile photo definitely explains it all. A little bit more processing on the vocal, right? A touch of reverb on an auxiliary channel.
I swear to God, I'm gonna make my mama proud of all the fight I kept after days of depression.
A little bit of cleaning up in the frequency ranges here and there, just dipping out certain frequencies. But I do fuck with this as well. You got a really cool vote. You got a really cool voice. I do. Sometimes this raspy, growly kind of tone is hard to mix though, and we've had a couple artists in here that struggle with that specifically. I think yours is not too bad, but it has got a unique tone to it, and it sounds good. Yeah, bro, I want to hear more from you. This is a hilarious photo. This is a hilarious photo. Mixing my own vocals is crazy tough, not gonna lie. All right, here's a tip. From an EQ standpoint, right? This is what I do. So I went to one of those fucking like engineers like sessions where Ali was telling us how to like structure a vocal chain, and this was the mindset that he kind of talked about that like changed the way that I thought about structuring my vocal chains. So what you want to do first is control your vocal, right? So you're trying to control it to get a flat really workable piece of vocal that you can build on top of. So like his first thing was subtractive EQ. So you want to like boost your fucking like frequency, like when you're looking at like an EQ, right, and you're dragging the little things and doing the peaks and stuff. His advice was to literally like peak your EQ and then kind of drag throughout to find those inconsistencies in the vocal and then dip those out. You know what I'm saying? So like I think that was one of the things that really changed the way that I thought about mixing vocals. It forced me to think about, all right, let me identify the frequencies where the vocal doesn't feel good, or maybe there's a tone that I don't like about it, or there's something in it that just feels kind of messy. And that's the first thing I do now is a subtractive EQ. Then it's compression. Then it's maybe de-essing so I can get that flat vocal, and then I can build any effects that I want on top of that. There's also a lot of things that you want to bust and send to auxiliary channels because it's going to help you keep a cleaner vocal. And sometimes when you put too many things on a vocal chain, it'll just make it feel really messy. So if you're putting a reverb on it, right, like run that reverb through a bus. It's way easier to control. You can automate things. It just doesn't make things as messy. You know what I mean? You do all your processing and then it runs it separately. So instead of it processing everything on one channel, it's just sending things to different channels to process, and it does clean things up a little bit. And then it allows you to kind of add those additional effects, right? Like I'll do that with like Little Alter Boy. If I'm doing formant shifting, I'll run that through a bus. If I'm doing like distortion or like isotope trash or something like that to add that like that kind of like grit to it, I'll run that through a bus. Like, but usually my lead vocal chain on whatever my channel is really going to be about controlling the vocal. And then if anything, I'm doing additive EQ and maybe like additive like distortion or saturation if I feel like I want to put that on the entire vocal chain. But I think the mindset of I'm controlling my vocal first and I'm getting a flat vocal that I can build off of by subtracting things and then adding things back was really what helped me with vocal mixing specifically, and figuring out what the process that I was good with and that made sense to me was. But that was the thing. Like that was a huge turning point for me of being like, oh shit, like I can control my vocal before I actually get into mixing it to sound and be the way that I want. That changed a lot for me. So just think about that, because I think for you, that's probably what I would suggest doing too, is like subtractive EQ is probably the first thing that you could do to get a little bit of those like, you know, maybe more like crunchy moments out of the vocal. And then same thing with compression and just kind of getting things to be a little bit more flat to build on top of it. But I really like it. All that to say, I really like it. And, you know, it's maybe not, I'm not an engineer, so it's not perfect advice, but I think that was one of the things that really like kind of flipped a switch for me when I was thinking about mixing vocals that made a lot of sense. And it made it be like, oh shit, that's what I need to do here. And yeah, it takes time. The more you do it, the more you'll learn, the easier it is to find. You'll also learn your voice. The more that you look at the frequencies and think like, all right, this is where the sweet spot in my vocal is. Like I know that now. I've only mixed my vocals probably like 10 to 15 times, right? But I think it's like, it's been like kind of like the more you listen to it critically and the more you kind of like really fine tune into specific things, like I'll peak my fucking EQ so it looks like this. And I'm looking at like a very specific point and I'm dragging it across the entire frequency range to figure out what it is in my voice that I don't like. It's not even about what's wrong with it necessarily, but I think as you're listening to it, you will naturally hear the things where you're like, wait, I don't know if I like that specific frequency. Let me duck that out a little bit. And then as you do it more, you'll start to learn and figure out like, oh wait, that's kind of hard. Like this is the part of my voice that feels really good. This is the sweet spot of my vocal that really stands out and feels like the sound that I'm looking for. And I think that was what helped me a lot with vocal mixing specifically. It does help a lot. Like I'll be honest, like that's one of the things that I've learned about mixing vocals that has really changed my like outset on mixing vocals more than anything, is that like subtractive EQ process, because it does really make a lot of difference, I think personally, to what that final vocal will sound like. And that doesn't mean it's going to be perfect immediately. You know what I mean? Like I still think it takes work and time to figure that out. But for me, I think that's been one of the biggest things that I added to my process that really helped me figure out like how to get more of a flat vocal to work from, which has made things easier. Because I think like we don't think about sometimes how if you don't control the vocal, all the inconsistencies that are there are going to continue to be there regardless of how you mix or master it. And when you get to the mastering part, it's just going to accentuate those things even more. You know what I'm saying? You didn't miss it, Devious. We got a little bit of time left. We're going through some free skips right now. Denor, let's make sure we get you in the queue. If there's anybody else, again, brother is still not there. Yeah, and exactly. Maybe get amplified when you get further down the line. It's just about catching it early. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes that makes the mixing process way easier too. All right, Out of Touch. The name is TT. I already fucked with the last song we listened to from TT. I'm excited to hear this one too. I think the feedback I had in the last one was just that the master was a touch quiet, and I think that's because the sub was so loud, and I see that happen a lot in Spotify. And yeah, of course, bro, that's what we're here for. I'm always happy to talk in this stuff in depth about this stuff too, because it's just stuff I've learned from asking questions, you know what I mean? And I'll never tell you that I have the answers, but I think my goal is to just get people thinking about things differently and change perspective a touch. Yeah, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. TT's got a great voice, man. Great ear for melody, great production choices, really, really good tone. The name is TT on Instagram. I playlisted both songs. Both of them are my songs we found on live stream playlist. I have a feeling at least one of them is going to make it to the content next Tuesday. Thank you, Braindead Monkey. That is what I aim for it to be as well. Really good pockets. This is the music that I like to listen to. So TT's gonna be in rotation for me for sure. Definitely let me know when you got new stuff coming out too, Joe. Here's my release calendar in the chat. You can just add stuff in there whenever you have it scheduled. I go check that first on Fridays. Melodic is what she does best. Yeah. Only 2 singles out is crazy too. You guys just started last year, huh? Appreciate you. Wait, you the dude who hit me from Yangaroo? Alright, it's all clicking right now. I like this a lot, man. This music is fire. Would love to see if she can expand on the range, different registers in her voice. I think 2 singles in, I'm not so mad at it. I don't think that's a terrible piece of advice, though. Like, expanding on range as she continues to build out and release and create music, I think will help. Devious Minds is actually in Toronto, too. So maybe you guys should connect, Joe, Devious. Devious is a great producer. Joe is working with TT, who's the artist we were just listening to, based out of Toronto as well. So you guys should definitely tap in. I know it's like you guys got a really great like creative community in the city over there. Also, if you haven't tapped in with Layla Day's team, bro, you should definitely tap in with Layla Day's team too. Devious Minds here. I'll pull it up for you really quickly because I feel like her and Layla would also really get along. Old Habits track is definitely going to be on my playlist of Braindead Monkey. I liked it a lot. Devious Minds, this producer right here. You did a crazy record with Layla Day the other day. Bro, I love Layla. She's such a nice person too. I got to link with her last time I was in the city. So I manage a couple Canadian artists just for the Canadians in the chat too. So I'm like, I try to be really tapped in with the Canadian music scene in general. Because it's just like, I love it. It's like such a tight-knit community. It's very cool. Like, so for me, like whenever I can just link more Canadian artists and producers together, I try to. But definitely like she was great. Like we came out there for the Smirnoff thing that we did with one of my artists, Isaac, and it was just like really great to connect with her and Jeff, right? That's a manager's name. He was mad cool, bro. Mad cool. All right, Stephanie. Demi I produced, NDK made with artist Stephanie. I love Stephanie, so we're gonna play this one. I think Stephanie is like mad cool too. Great artist, great vocalist, so nice. Like one of the friendliest artists I've met in New York by far. Yeah, definitely connect, man. Devious is a great producer. I'm a big fan of his production work. I think Mix on the vocal needs a little bit of cleaning up on this one a little bit. NDK703 on Instagram. Great production work, bro. I'm gonna have to tap in with you next time I have one of my clients in town too. Of course, bro. I feel like I gotta tap you in for the Vera stuff at some point, bro. It's less R&B, it's more like indie pop leaning, but I have a feeling you'd be good at it. And then for Stephanie, it's Steph leave a message on Instagram also. She's great. Go follow her. Go listen to her music as well.
I pass by so many blocks while on my walk out of darkness. I saw some options that scared me, and that just made
What do we got?
me more father.
2 more songs? Alright, fuck it. We'll hit these last 2 songs, and we'll maybe hit a raid if anybody's on right now. Let's see if anybody's streaming. My guy Big Duck is on, so we'll go raid him. Damn, Lost Poolways growing a lot, bro. That's crazy. Good for him.
After my laughter fills up my brain where there was only a cavity. Now I have these yellow stains and it's a part of my majesty. Yeah, I like to have dreams where I could do just about anything. Realize it doesn't mean that I'm unhappy with reality.
I gotta start doing these IRL streams, bro, like these guys. Just take my camera out into the streets and walk around.
So don't be mad at when I think
Freddie was like, you should pull up to this Amazon thing tonight and stream from here. And I was like, I don't know if I can do that, bro. Fuck yeah, Devious. Alright, Stephanie sounds great on this. Production sounds really good on this. Vocal mix needs a little bit of work. There's some harsh S's here and there. I feel like you could probably DS this a little bit more control on the EQ side of things as well, but I really like this. Steph leaves a message on the vocals. NDK703_ on Instagram for the production. You have.
When I think I change reality, everything is me. Let it be, 'cause there ain't a moment that is just beyond what you heard.
You heard. Oh, no. Alright, Spaceman, Pressure. We're gonna switch gears a little bit here. Let us know what you think in the chat. Last 2 songs, we're gonna hit a raid. Come on this raid with us. Appreciate you guys who are here and have been hanging out with us today. You guys do make all the difference. I really enjoy doing this because of you guys as a community, so thank you for being in here. Hopefully, you know, things will pick back up. We'll get some more people in here, but we're gonna try and figure out some ways we can switch things up in here and just make it more fun for everyone as well. So keep your eyes open for new things, new, you know, if you have any ideas, please let me know in the Discord, like I said. If you haven't joined the Discord, we're going to be doing some more Q&As in there, and if you haven't followed us on Kayvan's House on Instagram, do that. I'll be giving away another free consultation once we get to 4,000 followers. So in like 104 followers, we're going to do another free consultation giveaway. Ready for this drop right now. It's going to give me life. I only do Nero now because it's actually cheaper. I didn't like this, like the subs on Twitch are like $14 now. So I didn't like how expensive it got for people. So now $5 skips is just cheaper, you know what I mean? I'll do it if you want to do it that way. I was trying to tell people, like, I'm not trying to take money from you guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll hit you back, bro. I saw your DM saying you were gonna hit me from your personal. It's just been a bit of a crazy week at work. We had, unfortunately, like a bunch of layoffs at work, so it's been kind of a fucked up week. So I haven't had a chance to get back to things. We had a couple really great electronic producers in the community. Spaceman is one of them, and Deep is another one of them. And then there's a couple other guys that I really like too. But this is sick. This is really good, man. Hey, you can follow him at Hello Spaceman. Hello SPCMN. Hey man, I'm glad. I find bangers in here too. I love it. I would agree that we're the best show on Twitch. Hey bro, it's fucked right now. The industry is like really going through it. I think it's not just us, the labels, like everybody. It's hitting everybody right now, you know? But that's also why I try to keep my prices low here, because it's just, you know, everyone's a human being just trying to make that shit work. This is gonna have a music video. It doesn't need to be that crazy. Don't spend too much on the video. Just make it vibes. Weirdest year of experience. Yeah, I mean, you know, look. We're not gonna get super political in here right now, although I could, but I mean, there's a reason the economy's fucked, if we're being honest. And it wasn't any of our choices, I don't think, so. Look, global economy's in the shitter because of specific things that were done in specific countries. Opportunities there, just gotta grab them. It's true. It's true. You gotta create your own opportunities as well, man. I tell people this all the time. Build your own shit. Can't rely on these corporations, man. You can't. At the end of the day, you work for a corporation, you're just another number on a ledger. You know what I mean? You gotta build your own shit. Been so focused on my band project, but happy to get back to a Spaceman track out soon. It's beautiful. Do it, bro. Do it. I mean, look, the cave doesn't exist anymore. If you got the space to bring people in and make music on the spot and create, you know, if you can ignore the shit that's coming from the chat, I think that's one of the things like Blackboy Max specifically has been saying is that he doesn't really enjoy making music on stream anymore just because of the people in the chat kind of killing the vibe. But I think, you know, we're in a space and time where community is important, and I think collaboration is important, and there's a lot of people who are looking for opportunity who don't have it and can't find it. Yeah, his chat is crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's like that. But I think the bigger you get, the more it is. Like I think for us, that's one of the things I'm really like kind of an asshole about in here is like I literally will not tolerate disrespect for anyone in this community, or like any just disrespectful like chatter in here at all, like against other artists or like against people's music. Like it takes a lot to put yourself out there in the first place, make music, put it out here, send it to us. And so like that is my thing is like, you know, if we're going to cultivate a community that creates a safe space for artists, then we have to stand on business. You know what I mean? I'll fucking ban people. I don't give a fuck. Like if you come in here talking crazy about people's music just cause you like don't like some shit. We had a kid in here the other day who was like, you know, I told him, I asked him if he was down for me to give feedback because he asked me not to give feedback. So I was like, are you down with me giving you feedback? And then he was like, yeah. So I gave him feedback, and then he got mad about the feedback, and then he was a dick about it the whole time, like really just aggressively a dickhead to me. So I was like, all right, bro, like that's it, you're out. Like we don't have space for that in here. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. And if that hurts how many people are in here, or how big the community gets, like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, like I do not give a fuck. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no one who's gonna change the way I feel about anything. At the end of the day, like I know what kind of business I'm gonna stand on. I know what kind of a person I am. I know how I want this community to be. And if it takes me teaching people to be a certain way, that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We'll give people a warning. You got a chance.
But your great life is in front of you.
But like, I'm not gonna fucking what? I'm gonna sit here and let you be a piece of shit? Nah. No way.
Ain't got nothing to do with what God.
All right, Denor. Song's literally recorded till halfway. Just recently finished writing it.
To get you to where you are at this particular moment right here. Everybody tripping through something.
I am not the biggest fan of spoken intros on songs.
I don't know if you've ever lost everything before, but I've been bottomed out.
I'm not mad at it.
I done seen rock bottom too.
But I think as an emerging artist, as like an independent growing artist, sometimes you lose people in these kinds of moments, right?
Don't know what you're looking for, but trying your best. You could look a little funny when you puff up your chest. Pride ain't nothing but a coward's mask.
Daniil Bohr on Instagram.
Crowd, but I see through the flex. I'm thankful for the days. Give a fuck about the checks. Can't get caught up in the past. I'm too focused.
Yeah, we're gonna go
next.
right Big Duck, bro. I fuck with Big Duck.
I'm a prisoner perplexed, but the jail made of glass, and I'm about to make a mess. And trust me, that's one scary sight. And trust me, you ain't seen nothing yet. Cause the man that
if you guys want to join the Discord, please do that. We'd love to have you. He's funny, bro. I love him. If you want to go follow us on Instagram, do that too.
But I'm here to say that ain't the case no more, man. I'm so far ahead, this ain't a race no more. I had to let go. I was chasing ghosts, cause the man that I was, who I feared the most.
Okay, so a couple things about this one, right?
I knew it all along. I just hope it go away.
I think you need to work on delivery a little bit. Like I want to hear a little bit more confidence in the delivery. I feel like that's maybe one of the things I'm lacking in this one specifically. Secondly, rhyme scheme. It's pretty consistent throughout. I definitely want to hear a little bit more variation in rhyme scheme. I think, unfortunately, this rhyme scheme and flow style has been used so much that it doesn't really catch the attention like that, right? So I do think that's maybe two things that I would really work on is delivery, but then also just from a writing standpoint, a little bit more variation in the flow style. Lyrically, I'm not so mad at it. Feels like a decent demo. I would agree. I gotta add Toronto/Canada for you. I'm not from Toronto or Canada. I should add one. Yeah, you're right. Good substance, but the lyrics a little too on the nose and stale. Not enough variation in the flow of syllables, says Steve O'Papa. I think that's the thing for me too, is like, I would like to just hear you push it a little bit more and try some different pockets. I think it's easy to get stuck in this pocket specifically because it's the one that feels like it naturally fits this production style. But I think at the same time, if you really want to catch people's attention, you really want to catch people's ear, you have to figure out how to do something that stands out on this type of production, right? And I think it's very easy to fall into the same kind of like pockets that you would expect to. Oh, no, you're totally fine. You are right. I don't know why we don't have. I'll ask one of the mods to add that in there. But yeah, I think for me, and this is maybe not my like. All right, I will say the long intro was probably the first thing that maybe had me like being like, I don't know if this is gonna be the song that's gonna like catch me and keep me like that. And I'd say that about any long intro on a song. People have given me hella shit because I was like, oh, don't make intros longer than 30 seconds. But like the reality of it is, for me as like a curator, you got 15 to 20 seconds to catch my attention. If you don't get my attention like that, odds are I'm not sticking around for the rest of the song. I listen to so much music every day. When the songs catch me like that, they catch me. This is 5 minutes, but it's like, it's not finished yet. I also would not write the song if it's just gonna be straight bars and no chorus all the way until 4:52. Don't feel like you gotta fit a whole beat if the beat is too long. You know what I mean? You can cut a song whenever you want, fade it out, end the song. But I think like my biggest feedbacks on this one are definitely one, the pocket, the flow rhythmically that you're in is just a little bit more like a little bit more variation, I think, in the flow style. I think substance-wise, lyrically, I'm not mad at, but I do think it's specifically just the way that you approach like the actual like rhythmic delivery, which could use a little bit of work. Cut words, edit words. That's like one of the things that I do. Actually, this is a bit of a cheat code. This is what I do because now when I write songs, I edit things all the time, right? So one, I don't really write the same way that I used to write. Like I think one of the things that rappers have kind of done now, which I think is a really, really good approach to writing songs, is freestyling melodies and kind of like pockets that you want to get into, and then filling the words around those, because it gives you a little bit more freedom. You're not stuck in words. You're not stuck in syllables. It's a little bit easier to keep the flow fresh and varying and changing throughout, right? Whereas I think sometimes if you're writing from scratch, it's very easy to get stuck in like a specific pocket and then just be writing in that pocket the entire time. And I've fallen into this trap myself. But I think that that's one of the things that I really appreciate now is like going in, freestyling like more of just a straight up like fucking flow, melody, coming back, writing, and filling some of that freestyle nonsense, because it does make things a little bit easier. And I wonder if I have like a reference track in here. I might have like a little reference track I can show you. Hold on. Nonsense idea. So I did this, right? Like this is actually good. This is a good way to show you. So I did this. This is old as fuck too. Like, right? This is when I first started. This is when I first started kind of like doing this approach, right? And there's no words in this. I never finished this. I ended up bouncing it this way because I just liked the way that it felt and sounded. So this was entirely freestyled melodies, right? So this is like how I start now. If I'm recording something or I'm writing something, this is what I'm gonna start doing. I'm just gonna mumble my way through a fucking song. See what catches me, catch the moment, catch the energy of the beat. Yeah, Wonderlust beat. Shout out Wonderlust, bro. Actually really fuck with Wonderlust too. Him and Stoic are great. You know what I mean? It's like, it allows you to kind of like get these different ideas out. And if I was gonna finish this, I would have come back and written it out and like written a song to it. But like, this is how I record now. I literally never write anything anymore. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna write a song. Something better get earlier. Exactly. Kylan, what's up, man? I'm just playing some, we're just talking about how people write now and how rappers write. And so like, I did this, like, this is just nonsense shit, right? Like, this is what I was kind of like, figuring out how to like get back to writing and figuring out a new writing style. But like, this is how a lot of rappers right now, if I'm being honest. They'll go in, they'll freestyle these kind of sounds, melodies, get a basic idea down, get a structure down, come back, and then write to it. So like, did that for that. Here's another example of like one that I actually came back and finished after doing it that way, right? So this I actually did in real time, right? So this was a similar thing. It was like I came through, took a first pass through. It was just melodies, that's all. Came back, rewrote it.
Miss you on them late nights. Hands all on your body.
It was just melodies and shit first.
Play you like a baseline. Might just flip you over. Heard it through the grapevine. You like it when I take control.
And then as I'm writing, it changes even more, right? So what I initially got down probably didn't sound exactly like this.
Loving you
But then when I came back, it was like, oh, I can change the way the words are delivered, which changes the rhythms. I can go back and I can edit words and change syllables and take out extra words like and, just, but. And it's gonna change my rhythm and my rhythmic approach too. A hook is, yeah, you need hooks for sure. Hooks are, there's a reason it's called a hook. You know what I mean? Little heart, I don't even know what we do in the dark. All alone, you and me grow closer, moan and scream. Devious, send me some beats, bro. I'm already alone. I would do it if I did it. It'd be anonymous though. I'll never do a project as myself ever again. Lil Nas X may call me when you want while working on a serious song. Yeah, it's like that too. We are done with the stream. Sorry, I'm like 15 minutes over now, but I am back on Monday from 6 to 8. So definitely come back and tap in. You can also submit music on my Instagram because I got comments as well. Just so people know it. I would do it for fun. I got all these songs I'm just sitting on, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
This was the same. I freestyled all of this. I freestyled the entire thing, wrote it as I was freestyling. Like literally, like 2 lines by 2 lines wrote this one.
You're always asking what's the budget.
I say it's small, realistically nothing.
Life is expensive, and who is extra
So like,
money?
I don't know.
I see you get a kick.
Yeah, it is. But come back on Monday. We're back on Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. Honestly, I gotta go eat something because I haven't eaten since lunch, and I'm a little hungry.
Had a homie who couldn't afford it.
Now he's
in a hole that's
deeper than size of valleys.
He already has student loans
that were crippling,
trapped in a prison without
hearing only sentencing. The problem is I really only write anti-capitalism bars these days.
Why don't you just get a job? That's what the 1% is saying.
How are you supposed to get a job with nepotism, despotism, rampant in the world we live in? Born in linen, dying linen, born in dirt, dying dirt.
Motherfuckers dodging taxes,
brackets just don't get impacted.
Let's leave the rest
redacted.
Truth doesn't feel good
to those who lack fragility.
The first time they hear it, it's
like losing their virginity. Thank you, Devious. I do really appreciate it.
Do they lack the
vision or do they lack the wisdom?
Ignorance is bliss, so is it
compassion that's missing?
Turning blind eyes to keep from seeing the division. People living life on
opposite sides of the spectrum.
The ones who need protection to get
used as a weapon.
Brainwashed to think the enemy's in the same position. Tell me where the sense is. Yo, tell me where the sense is.
It was never immigrants that took your job.
It was someone lining their pockets
trying to cut their costs.
Blame the person who signed off on those paychecks.
I guarantee the way they're making it shameless.
And they don't give a fuck about you, just a cog in a wheel. Hey,
that's what's real.
Peace.
I remember there was actually one I was really proud of. I guess this is the song that I put out into the world. You can't, this is a secret. You guys, I'm gonna share like a little fucking, this is the secret, this is the secret Kayvan music account where there is one song out only. This was the one. This is my Spotify Finsta. So if ever you see songs go out on this profile, just know it's me. Don't tell anybody. Shh. Shh. This is a secret for all 11 of us right now. Shh. I put this out when I was 28 because I was depressed and I just needed to put a song out in the world.
Tightly, trying to cut loose.
And I didn't know what I was doing mixing here either.
Blowing out stressed by the own, need to stretch by the coast, leave the rest like ghosts, no excuse. Keep them roll tightly, trying to cut loose.
I feel like I have a much better handle on how to mix and do my shit now. The Batman beat, you know it, yeah.
The rest like ghosts, no excuse.
No excuses. Yeah. This was the start of my anti-capitalism music career.
Yeah. No excuses.
Whoa.
I'm trying to get away with no excuses.
Oh,
hey, no excuses, no explanations. Live my life, chasing expectations. I envision dreams of greatness. Disappointing myself with failures. Kept on pushing for exhaustion. I ignored advice way too often. That mindset made me way too cautious. Probably led to less wins and losses. Might be passive, but I hate forcing. Watching cloud chasers makes me nauseous. Mass addiction to fame and fortune. They said your smile's brighter when you flossing. That's not happiness, they've been trapped in us. Money trees don't bear fruit to passion. Money trees don't bloom enough to ration. So those fathers from the tree are ashen. The upper class only wants to bleed us. If we let them, they probably breed us. We're the fuel, the powers are the systems. Line their pockets and they make us victims. Those the villains, Epstein types that don't go to prison. We the pistons, the car don't move if there's resistance. When all said and done, they'll face petition. Don't forget it, seeing others win shall make you jealous. All that new money's gonna make a difference. Replace and remove guidelines we're given. That's the mission, change the vision. Focus on the things in life that's missing. Been distracted, I'll admit it. Seeing clearly, here's my position. Most of y'all probably gonna say I'm tripping.
I mean, I love this shit, bro. I was an artist first, you know what I mean? Like, this is like what I spent my whole like childhood doing, was writing songs and listening and studying music, you know what I mean? Like, so it's always been more to me than just like, I can't make songs that don't feel what I feel, you know what I mean? And so that's always been the thing for me, is like, I always just wanted to write shit that felt like what I needed to get off my chest. It's always been therapy for me, right? And I think that's what music should be to an extent. So like for me, it's just always come from a place of needing to get it off. You know what I mean? So I don't make music as much as I used to. I haven't had the time for it. I don't really think about it as much. But when I have made it, it's always come from a place of like, nah, like, you know what? This is what I need to say right now. Every now and then I'll just do it for fun just because I feel like it. But there was another one that I did that I really loved that I'll share with you guys if I can find it. Fuck, what was it called, man? It was like the same time period too. Yeah, it's an outlet. It's supposed to be an outlet, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, this one I never finished. But it's actually hilarious. It's called Fuck My Job. One day I'll finish this song because it's a great concept. It just doesn't have a good mix, you know what I mean? You guys again, this is the VOD people. This is all for you guys right now.
Fuck my job. I don't ever wanna get up. They don't even pay me enough. Going to the office fucking sucks. Every day I'm like, fuck my job. My coworkers.
Not anymore, but there was a period.
I would rather be with my dog. I don't wanna be friends, waiting for the day's end. Fuck my job. Monday morning, I don't wanna go to work. Drink 2 coffees, feel like I'm about to burst. On repeat, I do the same thing every day. They said pick a job, I didn't know how much I hated. Corporate life like I'm living in a matrix.
Hey, this is kind of hard, right? I was happy when I wrote this.
Cause I'd rather stay home. Skip my last meeting cause I hate them. Life becomes spring. I blinked before, woke up in spring. Life is short, don't wanna waste another second of my day. With an email, spelling out the details. I had a breakdown, they don't care how we feel. Another layoff, changes like some beat wheels. More promises, but never the real deal.
Alright, I'm at the place where I wanted to show you guys the song that I was looking for. Hold on. I found it. I'm back here. Alright, this was the one. This was the one, man. This was the fucking one. I wrote this song. It was probably like one of the hardest mental health periods of my life. And this song helped me a lot.
It's getting harder to smile every year that goes by. I got too much pride.
I think this is also a Batman beat, because I already fuck with Batman's beats, to be honest.
Every year that goes by, way too much on my mind. Some days I won't die. It's getting harder to smile every year that goes by. I got too much pride.
I gotta write more, man. I just haven't had time, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I spend so much time working on other people's shit. I just like stopped doing it for myself. But I've been sitting on some songs, man. I've been sitting on some songs.
Too much shit on my mind. My father waiting on a biopsy. I pray to God he ain't dying. Locked up in a pandemic, I'm tired of being inside.
I've been depressed for so long that my lows feel like my highs.
I don't talk about it.
I just dodge it, tiptoe around it. When the drip starts and the stream flows, and before I know it, I'm drowning.
There's no escaping this feeling.
Trapped in a cell with myself, and like I'm tripping. Only in my head, only time tells you. Every year that goes by, I got too much pride. You won't see me cry. It's getting harder to smile. Every year that goes by.
Way too much on my mind.
Who knows, man? Maybe you'll get some anonymous music from me at some point.
Alright,
it was a good stream. I'm gonna end it here. You gotta get Rob on something. I don't even think Rob's never even heard any of this, bro. I've never played any of this shit for Rob.
Some days I won't die.
He's heard my beats. I don't think he's ever heard my like actual raps or anything. I just like always kept to myself. I think it was like this point where I like got into music journalism where I was like, you know what? Like, I just can't. I don't want to be that dude who's a journalist and a rapper at the same time. I will say Rob actually was like a huge inspiration for me to get back into making music, because when I first got there, it's called No Excuses. Yeah. Oh, there's one. Well, the ones that aren't out yet. There's more that isn't out yet, to be honest. That first one was called. What did I call it? I think I called it Ignorance is Bliss. This one? Yeah. One of our community members actually made this beat. This guy Kenny made a banger. He sent me this. And it was like every time he played me a beat, he sent me a beat, I just couldn't help but do it. I can't because I'm about to go. We're gonna hit this raid on Big Duck Energy Music Xenophobia, but I'm back on Monday. I'm gonna open up the submission form for Monday and leave it on the Nero, so just keep your eye open for that in like the next like 15 minutes. It's the same link, it'll take you to the same place.
Cause that's a disease that can kill. Staying healthy's hard enough. Had a homie who couldn't afford it, now he's in a hole that's deeper than the size of
Yeah, I fucking love this one, man.
He already had student loans that were crippling, trapped in a prison without hearing.
If I was better at mixing, I'd put this shit out.
Plead his case and couldn't even get a sentence.
You want me to send him this?
Why don't you just get a job? It's what the woman
No way.
How you supposed to get a job with
I'm not going to send him this. No way.
In the world we live in, born in linen, dying linen, born in dirt, dying dirt. Motherfuckers dodging taxes.
He doesn't even know I do this shit anymore.
Let's leave the rest redacted. Truth doesn't feel good to those who bear fragility.
I'm dead, bro.
The first time
he was snapped. He's great. Rob was really the one who inspired me to make music again. I gotta be real though. Like it was watching him do it. It was like, you know what? If he can do this, there's no reason I can't be creating on my own. You know what I mean? So yeah, I fuck with Rob, bro. He's the best. One of the best to ever do it.
People living life on opposition.
All right, that's it. We're gonna go rate Big Duck Energy Music. If you guys are here, you want to come through. Thank you for being here. For seriously, like anybody who's in it for real, like. Met him on AIM in 2007, 2008. That's crazy. That's maybe the craziest origin story. I didn't know that's how you guys met. That's so cool. I'm definitely have met most of the people that I've collaborated with and met on the internet though, to be honest. So I totally get that. All right, we're gonna go hit this raid. I'll see you guys next week. We're back Monday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll switch it up. We'll see what the community wants, but I'm out. Peace. Devious, send me some beats though, bro. I'm gonna rap on some shit. GG's. I promise you I'll do it. You send me something, I'll get in the lab, bro. They're watching Tommy Richmond. They're watching Tommy Richmond in the Big Duck Energy Music. Oh. I'll see you guys over there in the chat, right? Peace. Have a good weekend.
Fuck a girl, now she talk shit tryna go control me. You still pray for better nights to put in faith for shaving white. Me without no grind is like a drop with a better price. Once they told tag him ain't no value on your life, but put some money on your head and I won't mind to spend it twice. Yeah, post a pic, you ain't gotta like it, but I know you like it. You have no motion.